just want to basically share that I had amazing time with Reset by Design Wellness in Bali. I know you probably seen all of the pictures, all of the videos on social media with Bondi. That was a great experience. I just want to encourage you that if you're still on the fence about going on the trip, just do it. I was one of those ones who was kind of hesitant because I didn't know what to expect. I was scared of traveling by myself. But to be honest, the only regret I have is not doing it soon enough. Meeting all the ladies, everyone was welcoming. They welcomed me with open arms. They were extremely inviting. Everything was wonderful. Ty is amazing. She was very personable, easy to talk to. Any problems that you had or any questions or concerns, she was there and willing to help to make the experience comfortable for each individual. I just want to say thank you to Bondi, because if it wasn't for you, I wouldn't be able to attend the trip, because I probably wouldn't even know about it. Sakina, thank you for your words of wisdom. I always have them with me. And to anyone who needs a reset and you want to go on this trip, don't hesitate any longer. Just book the trip. Don't wait on your friends. You need this trip for you. Like, your friends will see you and they'll want to come later, but you need this for you. And I hope to see you on another retreat, because this definitely will not be my last retreat attending. And hope to see you soon. Bye.
Come on in. Come on in. Come on in. Not come on in. Not come. Sorry, y'all. Y'all know I'm weird. Whatever.
Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Let's go ahead. Let's go ahead. Hey everybody, what's up? It's your girl BondyBlue. Okay, follow me on Instagram and let's get into the video. Right?
Yo. In a bottle of rum. What's going on? Hi. What's going on, girl? We're back for another BondyBlue show. It's a lot going on. It's a lot going on, y'all. In the world, on the blogs. And that's what we're here to discuss. We're here to discuss what's popping on the blogs, okay? It's a new week. It's Tuesday. If you are a member of my channel, then you know we reviewed Love and Marriage Huntsville yesterday. I'll probably cut a piece from that and, send it on to the rest of the people. But if you a member, go ahead and check it out. Also, if you follow my Patreon, I actually posted a live I did on Instagram over there, and I'm trying to see how that kind of works in order to put free content on my Patreon as well, to grow my Patreon, since people are now like dealing with Patreon like another streaming service for real, like YouTube, not just, something that you could have paid content, paywall type content with. Okay. So yeah, y'all. Support your girl. Go ahead and do it. Follow me on Instagram, BondyBlue. Follow me on TikTok, BondyBlue. Blue Rose Bondy on Twitter, but I'm not really on there anymore. I'm on Threads. Okay. I'm on Threads, and I'm BondyBlue on Threads as well. So, if you're trying to talk to me or whatever, that's where I am. Okay. That's where I'm posting the regular schmegula cell phone video. Okay. But we got a few things to get into. First, I want to start with Jessie Woo. Jessie Woo is not in the headline up there, but I do want to talk about a video of hers that I watched this morning. And it was a video about B. Simone. Okay. And she reminded us several times that it is Black Women's History Month. And I'm like, and y'all started it off going in on me and Irie Lennox because we felt a way about how the Black women's was being talked to. Ain't that some shit? Ain't that some shit, girl? Ain't that some shit? Black Women's Month. Y'all like, I don't like how you talk to the Black women's, the Black women and the Black men. Bitch, shut your ass up. I'm sorry, y'all. That's basically what be happening, okay? But with that being, said, I ain't scared of you motherfuckers. Y'all ain't gonna bully me. Okay? Y'all not gonna bully me. Bitch was in the comments talking about why you just can't let it go. Bitch, why you just can't let it go? You want to bully me. You want to be able to bully me, bitch. But guess what? I'm not as sensitive as you hoes think. Oh, yes. Oh, yes. We listen. A part of not being sensitive is being able to go back and forth with people until they are upset that they even started this shit. Oh my God. The community is not okay.
Evil is good. That's what I think. It must be.
It must be. Okay. So B Simone. Y'all, Jessie Woo's video was very well put together. Okay, Jessie Woo has excellent content. Y'all know that. Everybody follows Jessie Woo. Jessie Woo was basically saying how the commentary and the feelings that people have about B Simone are dangerous for her at times. And I don't know whether this was, a critique for the public or for B Simone. But I do feel like there is something to be said for how rage bait can result in real life situations that nobody actually wants to deal with on a daily basis or period. Like if you do social media, people will act like, oh, you getting up here talking shit and you can't deal with it when somebody come to you in person. When the truth of the matter is, motherfuckers be mad that you make money on the internet by talking, and they think that that's something so flippant that people shouldn't be able to make good money doing. Even though people have always made money talking, it's called the radio. Okay. People adopt this mentality that I really feel like comes from a place of envy more than anything. Where they want to attack these people, and whatever these people have done, y'all can act like that's a good enough reason to attack. And I'm not just talking about online with hundreds of thousands of messages, wishing death on people and calling them deaf, dumb, and stupid and all of that. No. I'm talking about them rolling up on B Simone at Target. Weird ass niggas that don't know how to actually make any real content. But, as we see, real content doesn't always pay as well. And niggas are trying to act a fool and go viral based on some bullshit that they've already seen done. They copycat. They are kid-like, in the brain. And so they following people around a public store, harassing them, asking men to rate random women, which even in that is so like, really, we have to deal with this shit out in public. Like a bitch can't go to a problematic store and pick up necessities and shit. We can't come in here and pick up our paper towels and dish detergent without y'all trying to use insulting women for clicks and views. Do y'all wonder where that started? Do y'all wonder where it started? Insulting and humiliating women for clicks and views? Because that's why a lot of people like Kevin Samuels, because women would come up on Kevin Samuels' show and then Kevin Samuels would go in on a woman, tell her that she ugly, that she fat, she out of shape, you can't breathe, bitch. Tell her all of the things. Wearing the same suit 3 days in a row. Telling her how she ain't shit and she needs to lower her standards. And do you know why people love that content? Because people really love to see Black women specifically have to stand there and be berated. It's very, very like a community, a Black community thing. Black women have to be okay with being insulted and berated in several different forms. You have to be okay with being talked to crazy in relationships. You have to allow men out in the street to talk shit to you crazy because they might physically hurt you if you pop back. A lot of us don't live by that rule. Okay. But and then now we have to deal with this online thing where a lot of Black men have learned, and white men too, have learned the way to get clout on social media is by humiliating a Black woman. Fastest way to do it. You want to go viral? Humiliate a Black woman. That to me, that's exactly what everybody is out here doing. Okay. Now, y'all know I have critiqued B Simone because I do feel like she strategically creates this, pick me, girl, just dangerous content for the sake of clicks and views, right? She exploits everything. She monetizes her personal life in a way that a lot of people don't feel comfortable with, but I don't give a fuck. I just don't buy into it. Like, I'm not going to pay for it because I don't care. I'm not going to do a think piece about you, doing all of that shit all the time. Like, sometimes when it goes viral, we're going to talk about it. And it's, to me, I wouldn't even call it a think piece. Bitch, I ain't writing nothing. I just said what I said. Okay? But I remember the way y'all responded on Threads. So this is the men following her to her car, just so y'all know. Like, if y'all want to see the full thing, y'all can go B Simone pressed me at Target. You followed this lady around and then acted like you didn't know her, all loud and shit. Okay? They following all of these women around the store. Women can't even buy their fucking groceries in peace. Okay? But y'all can go to Jessie Woo's video and watch the whole thing. But following B Simone to her fucking car, that shit is crazy to me. To me, I would have been nervous. I don't care if you have a camera on or not. I've been like, hey man, get away from me with that. What you about to follow me to my car? Like, I have learned to say shit sometimes because as a woman, I have very much been the one that will just remove yourself. Don't say shit, just remove yourself. Because the way men respond to you, sometimes when you defend yourself against their insults or their abuse, because they were insulting her. Let's really be fucking for real. You knew who she was. Y'all saw her at the store. Y'all got all excited. And then because a lot of you niggas are jealous and envious of other people as a base level emotion, y'all have grown up to hate on other people. Y'all are haters and copiers. Like these types of niggas. They have no personality all on their own. No real thinking on their own. They copy and paste. That's all they do. And you sit up there and talk about how you was too worried about getting money. You ain't know what she did. But now I remember, oh yeah, she had the book, writing books and shit. You knew who the fuck she was. And what you mean you was getting money? If you was getting money, you wouldn't be harassing people at Target, nigga. The people that really make money on social media, I feel like, and I do know that, like, that to me, this is the way it used to be, not the way it is now. Because it don't matter how much money some of these niggas make, they still enjoy harassing people in public and putting a camera in their face for clicks and views. Because a lot of y'all, something's wrong with y'all, and this is something y'all can abuse and make money with. Aggravating the shit out of people out in the street. But I feel like the real sign of a good content creator is somebody that makes their content, but when they go to Target, child, they just come in the shop. Leave them alone. Like, the sign of a good, a good content creator that's really making some money is ones that don't have to make every moment of their life a fucking post. Like, I'm sorry, y'all, but as somebody that does this, I am not making every moment of my fucking life, of my everyday life, a post. That's exhausting. No, I don't want to stop and hold a phone and take a picture. There are some times when me and my homegirls go out and I never took a picture of how fly I looked that night. And it was just because I wanted to get dressed, look good, go out, have a good time, and come back home. And I didn't want to have to find the perfect place in a dark club to get the perfect fucking picture. I don't want to wait for all of the millions of bitches that's looking at themselves in a bathroom mirror to move so I can take a picture of myself in a bathroom. Like, I don't want to have to, because to me, to the level that I do shit, I'm going to need to bring a nigga selfie stick, and I don't want to have to carry the selfie stick. So now it's just like, if I can't get the right picture, I don't even want to post it. So that, like, for real, in real life, I have experienced this with feeling like I have to make everything content, and you really don't. You really can just live your life and do your job. Like, that's it. And you get to decide what that looks like for you. However, this is just ridiculous to me. And I do want to point out that I feel like, to an extent, y'all are okay with people doing fucked up shit to people that y'all don't like, especially if they're Black women and they haven't done anything that's like arrest worthy. If they a Black woman and they did something that's not arrest worthy, y'all can hate them all y'all want to. Let a nigga do something arrest worthy, and now we got to argue about if it actually happened or not. It's weird. It's very weird. Listen, it is very much given.
I'm a savage.
I am.
Evil is good. That's what I think.
It must be. That's what it really like. That's what it's kind of coming off to. Like, the way we get mad about shit that don't really matter, but the stuff that matter, child, people want to argue about it down to the minuscule. But I remember when I posted on Threads and y'all lost y'all minds on me a little bit. Because I posted that clip when they was on that reality show with Lil' Kim and they took a boat trip. They was on like a cruise together. And they were playing Never Have I Ever. And old girl was talking about how she shitted and left like a piece of shit that flew out of her ass and ended up on the floor. And she left it there. And I just want to say this. When that happens, when your wipe, like, do you not look back at your wipe? Like, am I the only person that looks back at their wipe? Like, that's how this works. You're supposed to look back at your wipe. That's how you know if something happened, because you turn around and you look behind you. B. Simone tells us that she had to go in her bathroom when she went to clean her bathroom and she ended up picking it up, not realizing it was a little piece of shit. And everybody was laughing because we drinking and playing Never Have I Ever. B. Simone is clowning her. And I said, if you leave a piece of shit on my floor, I might clown you until you're not my friend no more. Like, I might, like, it might be something that I literally laugh about and shame you about for as long as we friends. Like, I might not bring it up every time you see me, but it's gonna be a time where I'm like, oh, I know you don't want to play. I know you don't want to play. Because everybody always want rib and shit, right? Everybody always want rib and shit, bitch. Don't make me bring up. Leave me alone. Don't make me bring up how you left that piece of shit behind my toilet, you little shitty booty girl. Like, instead of everybody being grossed out about Pretty V's slow ass leaving it there, which was my energy. My energy on this post was, I thought that Pretty V was playing a slow bitch. But no, she's a super duper senior. That's where me talking about the super duper senior shit came up. Because I was calling Pretty V a super duper senior for leaving the shit on the floor, because it's given you didn't turn around and look at anything when you used the bathroom. You didn't look at the toilet when you closed it. Like, to me, that's giving you have a lack of self-awareness. If you really didn't see it, it's given you're somebody that's probably trifling. Like, is given that parts of your house that we do see was cleaned by somebody. But if we went to your bathroom at any given time when you shaking your ass and dancing on top of your nice countertops, we might find that the bathroom is not clean. The baseboards are dirty. And this is not a complete judgment. As I was walking around my house this morning, I was just like, something has got to happen. Okay? Because you'll be fucking tired and you let shit run by the wayside and all of that. And, listen, I had a 2-story house, bitch. And a lot of the times it just be me. It's hot. We both tired. When everybody get inside, all they want to do is sit the fuck down. Okay? Especially my sofas. All my sofas, invite people to just not get up. Okay? So yeah, I get it. It's not a complete judgment, but never in my life have I left a piece of shit on somebody's floor. And I just kind of felt like that was some super duper senior shit. And instead of everybody just laughing about this, because it really wasn't that deep to me, Pretty V plays this kind of slow girl character on her Instagram all the time. And I really just thought it was a game until I saw that episode and the way she responded and was getting all upset and shit. I was just like, and then everybody else, the way everybody else responded, then this became B. Simone is the worst person in the world. And I was just like, wait a minute, bitch. If B, listen, me, I probably would have been worse than B. Simone about that. Like, bitch, don't you be trifling like that. That's nasty. It's giving your mama didn't teach you right. Like, that's what it's giving. It's giving your mama might have not been around, so she didn't treat you right, and your granny might have been too old to show you, or maybe they cleaned all the bathrooms, girl. I don't know. But when you somebody that was raised to clean up I feel like when you go to other people's houses, you like don't want to make a mess. Like, is it just me? Because I know they got a lot of inconsiderate motherfuckers that just they come at your house and they leave something everywhere they at. They drank something, they left it there. They ate something, they balled up a piece of tissue, they left it there. You know, it's always somebody that's doing shit like that. But essentially, I kind of felt like this was a moment that we could just laugh about and get over. But they went in on B Simone, and at some point I wanted to delete the post because I was just like, this is not the point of this post. For y'all to continue hating on B Simone like this made her the worst fucking person ever. Because she made fun of this girl leaving shit on her floor. And it's not that I feel like we should be out here making fun of our friends and shit. But I also feel like, what should we do about people that have no self-awareness whatsoever and come over to your house and leave shit on the floor and don't say nothing, don't clean it up, just feel like I'ma just go ahead and leave that for her to clean up. She'll be all right. Like, what? The way y'all responded to that was to attack B Simone. And I just kind of felt like y'all really acting like most people wouldn't go in on somebody if they had their friend at their house. Can you imagine? Can you imagine having to get together? I don't know how many times. Yeah, it was on TV. And everybody was, oh, Maya was there. Lil Kim was there. That's so embarrassing. Bitch, it was embarrassing when you left the shit on my floor. Who the fuck cares what Maya and Lil Kim think? If whatever they think is probably correct, which is that they shouldn't have you over. I'm sorry, y'all. See, we can all rib. It's fine. It's okay, girl. It's fine. But this is about something you actually did. This is not about something about a person that they can't change and all of that. Like, I feel like it's a lot of super duper seniors that's clean out here. Okay? No, that person can't come back to my house. The issue is that she did it publicly. Say something to your friend. I know y'all feel like that, but this is where I'm not as sensitive as y'all think. Okay? I don't give a fuck about none of that. It honestly, it wasn't even public. It was on a reality show, but it wasn't said in public. They were having a girls' night, playing a game, all drinking. Under that context, like, and I get it, y'all. We've all agreed that B Simone is a terrible friend. But when I tell y'all I don't give a fuck about not being friends with somebody that is nasty enough to leave shit on my floor. When I tell you I don't care. When I tell you I don't care. Like, y'all, it'll be okay. It'll be okay. You'll be humiliated because you did something and then you won't do it again. Okay? That's usually how that will happen. You won't leave shit on nobody else's flow. Okay? I understand on TV is public, baby. What I'm saying is that in the context of the moment, if you've ever been around like filming of reality TV, these moments are public, but they don't always feel like that because by the time we get to moments like this, everybody is fucked up. Right. Nobody was sober. Everybody, when she did it, girl, I don't know. I assume she wasn't. I thought that happened when Pretty V was drunk. Oh, yes, it happened when she was drunk. Okay. Y'all think I care. Okay, I'm sorry. Be small. I thought they would have edited it out. Do y'all really think that Pretty V gonna be like hurt forever behind this? Let me ask. Like, I don't care. I don't care. This is a moment that I feel like everybody could get past. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is something we could get past. They dragging it. Now everybody want to be all sensitive and emotional and shit. Or you don't want to be ribbed about some shit somebody actually did. Like, oh my God, today. Tamia, thank you for the super chat, my love. Bondi, can you give us your Katrina story? I really like, it's something that I have an aversion to like, there are times where I want to talk about it. And then when people ask me, I'm like, which I want, like my trauma, like which I want more of my trauma porn. Like what's like what's going on? And this is the point. Mary Sparkle's like, well, thank you for saying this. I don't think Pretty V cares about embarrassing herself. Okay, but she is the only one she can embarrass herself, not anyone else. I feel what y'all saying, but that's not how the world works. Okay, that's not how the world works. Okay, I do feel like essentially, there's a time where this, you got to let it go, and it's not right, girl. Come on, chill out. Like, yeah, fine. But this wasn't that time, y'all. I'm sorry. And I think that Pretty V pretends to be slow so much that now it's like, now that we're finally seeing it for what it is, now that we actually see that you slow, now it's like, oh, we thought it was just a game. Oh my God, why are you calling us refugees? Who called us refugees? Don't put that in caps lock in my comments, boo. Don't do that. That's triggering. I don't really like being called a refugee. Like, to me, I thought refugees were people that went to other countries. How the fuck am I a refugee in my own country? I don't know what's happening, but the way people on TikTok respond, talking about Hurricane Katrina, like, I almost feel like I don't even know if I want to have that conversation. You know what I'm saying? Because I like, I don't feel like it. I don't feel like it. Like, is it? We're still, that's what they call us. Okay, girl. I don't like. Yes, I don't like that. I don't like that. I don't like it to this day. But yeah, y'all, please go and watch documentaries about one of the worst things that ever happened to me. And yeah, go ahead, do that. Anyway, let's get to the topic that I really wanted to get into, which is Laverne Cox's accountability panel call after revealing she dated a white MAGA cop for 3 years. I gave my commentary on this, right? And just, quick cliff notes. My commentary is a lot of Black queer people end up being with white people because of the way the Black community engages with homophobia. Like, the Black community loves homophobia. The community is not okay. They love homophobia. They really can't stand when somebody turns out gay, but they're perfectly fine with, you being a murderer, a rapist, a thief. They're perfectly fine with you being any of those things. A drug dealer, fine. Okay, we love it. Want more of it. But, gay, my God, kill it, So trans is something even worse. So, because even the gay people act ignorant about trans people. Okay. And so this last election was so terrible. And we are now in such a terrible situation because of it. And most of it was because a lot of people are xenophobic, homophobic, and racist in this country. That's why it pissed me off when Kamala Harris said that this country wasn't based on racism, like wasn't built off of racism. Ma'am, we're going down the wrong road when we can't even admit the truth of the matter. That's a fucking problem. It's a problem when you can't say the truth because everybody's going to lose their shit. And so even though I feel like, the Democratic Party and, everybody's arguing about that shit over there on TikTok, all of the motherfuckers is on bullshit, but essentially I'm always going to go where the human rights are. Like, I'm going to go where the human rights reside. Okay. So the people that are against people having human rights, that are against helping the people, the citizens of the country, as if that's not something that all, developing countries offer assistance to its people. That's normally how this goes. But because of racism in this country, y'all don't want y'allselves to have anything just to keep Black people from having it. That's the reason why we don't have universal health care. It's the reason why there are credit scores. It's the reason why, there's even a tip system in America. Like, so, and then you shame us because we individually are now tasked with paying people that only make good money on tips, with making sure that they have a livable wage and not the people that are actually employing them and getting, tax benefits from employing them. It's all an exploitation scheme to make people slaves, essentially, in this country, right? And we're all now put in a worse position because they could pick up the few trans people, the fucking 1% of trans people and be like, well, if you're for the Democrats, if you're for Kamala, because they're going to say her name wrong, if you're for this, then you're also for trans people. And the way y'all hate trans people, girl, y'all care more about hating trans people than y'all do about having health care, about not being in a world war with a whole bunch of countries that could beat our ass. Y'all care more about, making sure we eliminate trans people than making sure that you yourself, your children can have a nice life. Like, y'all, and please don't misunderstand me. This system is built for this bullshit. So essentially, you're only making the decision that somebody wants you to make. When y'all think like y'all are making the decision that somebody wants y'all to make. Everybody thought, oh, it's not going to be as, it's going to be fucked up either way. I do not feel that way. And I didn't feel that way then. And I told y'all it was going to be stupid. I screamed at people on the internet about it. And then everybody, somehow Trump supporters got in my comments. I don't know. But all of these people are in a cult. Everybody's delusional. All right. But we are like literally coming off of the we hate trans people. So now we're all doomed to deal with a tyrant situation. So for her to come out on social media and tell everybody that she, I was in a relationship, a 3 to 4 year relationship with a MAGA, blue-eyed, blonde-haired white man. Yeah, girl. And we really loved each other. We loved each other so deeply. And, it went downhill and, I'm still healing, but that's what I'm going to talk about in my one woman show. And, I hope you guys buy tickets so you can hear about it, So you exploited this because you knew it was going to be inflammatory, name of the game. And then kind of reveled in it as if you would still go back to him. Now, here's the thing, y'all. I don't need for Laverne Cox to be a activist. She is, but I don't need her to be an activist, and I don't care for her to be an activist. We all know the people that want to live their best white woman life. I've joked about it myself. Do not really want to be a white woman. However, everybody knows that if there's a pinnacle of soft life, it is a white woman. And those of us that have had extremely hard lives are okay with being delusional enough to believe that we can too live a white woman life. And sometimes, most of the time, you know what that comes with? A white man. I feel like I was picking up on that with Corinne Steffens too. Elizabeth Overseen, I was watching that podcast, Good Moms, Bad Decisions. And it was a point of their conversation. And I was like, oh my God, is she back with Bill Maher? Like, is she with a white boy again? What's going on? Just certain things, right? Just certain conversations. And yeah, I don't begrudge these women this, because when you look at these women's actual lives, they have had terrible things done to them by Black people and Black men. And so if they find a soft life and a hard wig, girl, then I don't begrudge them. However, I would really employ and really want y'all to find love in white people that doesn't have an underlying I hate you factor in it. And I think that that's the same thing a lot of us do. Like, that actually is intersectionality. Yes, it is going to happen in a relationship with a MAGA supporter and a trans woman. Of course, we're going to be like, that nigga hates you. Why would you be in a relationship with him? And you know that the ways that he is uncomfortable with your existence, even though he's sexually attracted to you and might be emotionally invested, the problems that he has with your existence by way of his politics and what he's been raised to believe and all of that bullshit, his brainwashing is going to show up. So it's unrealistic for you to believe that you was about to have a healthy relationship with somebody that's so adversarial to your entire identity, your entire existence in life. That's my standpoint on this shit. And because she brought it to us publicly, yes, we're going to have conversations about anything y'all come to social media about. That's what you want us to do. You want us to talk about it, but you want us talking about it to translate to money and not just to people bashing you. That's what most people are out here doing. The thing with Laverne is two things. One thing is that, yes, I think Laverne is one of the queer people that finds more safety in white people, even if they are MAGA white people. And I think that's something that you know, it is giving a little bit of self-hate. It's giving us, you know, and we all have this. And that's what another thing I said all Black people internalize racism. All Black people internalize racism. That's why we have colorism. Because once you believe the lie that something is wrong with your dark skin, your broad features, your big bones, whatever the fuck they want to tell you, once you've committed to hating that part of yourself, now when you look in the mirror, you're going to want to lighten your skin. You're going to want to get a smaller nose. You're going to want to fuck with yourself until you look more like the white woman that everybody tells you is the pinnacle of beauty. You know who? That's why we said that Nene Leakes and them are following a trans girl aesthetic. Just with a black wig. But this is why we say that, because essentially, y'all, this is somewhere we all meet up at. The hating of ourselves as Black people, we all are like, we all have to deal with that. It's a line that we all are up against. Some of us cross over it and leave that behind ourselves. But if we turn around, we can still see it going on back there. But in real life, it's still going on. The anti-Blackness, the we don't like dark skin, the we don't like broad features and big noses and how we're made to feel looking a certain way. Like, we're all still subject to this. I just feel like when it's being done by a trans woman dating a MAGA cop and her sitting there like she getting wet thinking about it, yeah, it absolutely gives trauma porn. I did something outrageous to show how I betrayed myself, and then by proxy betrayed the people that I'm an activist for, because I betrayed myself. Just like when women betray themselves for relationships with men, they betray their children. Anytime women are betraying themselves in relationships with men, they betray their children. So to me, if you want to look at Laverne Cox's mother, you know, of the girls, if she's a mother of the girls, then you have to recognize that anytime she showcases to the world that she's betraying herself in ways of relationship, it's going to feel like a betrayal to her girls. That's just what it is. Nothing happens in a vacuum. So this is some of the conversation, because now that I've said that, because I wanted to update y'all, recap y'all on my standpoint about the situation. But now let's get into how they did a panel with Olay and friends. Okay. Shout out to Olay. We love her. Her content's great. Shout out to Dominique Morgan. I love Dominique Morgan. I just started following her within this past year. Love her content. And I know of Hope Giselle, and I have used Hope Giselle before, but Hope Giselle was one of the people in this that annoyed me. So let's get into it.
Laverne, I'm going to give you a lifeline. I have fucked many of MAGA men. But I think that the thing that we're skating around and not just saying, and I think Laverne has given us space to just say it, is that most people believe that, Laverne, you don't like Black men. And that you don't like Black men because there's a desire to, in the same way that Black men who date white women want to ascribe to an adjacency to the power that those white men have, that there's also a power that Black men who date white men also ascend to, and there's an adjacency to white womanhood in the way that white women are treated, that I think a lot of people assume that you want. I think in getting to know you a little bit better, like, because I don't know you.
Okay, so essentially what she's saying is true, but the way Hope Giselle made it about you don't like Black men. Black men, I'm gonna hold y'all hand when I say this, because I love y'all. I have a Black man of my own. Okay, I do own a Black. And the way y'all be talking about being in partnership with each other is like, I do own one of those. Okay, I have a Black man, girl. All right. So when I say this, if you're meeting me new here, okay, I have a Black man. I always have. Okay, it is my preference as well. I mean, amongst other things. But yes, but I've never been closed off. I've had a white boyfriend. I had a Vietnamese girlfriend at some point. Okay. I've had a couple of biracial girlfriends. Okay. So I'm equal opportunity out here. Like I don't do all of that. Okay. But I don't care about Black men's feelings as it pertains to not being liked by somebody. Like, I'm sorry. I don't give a fuck. I don't give a fuck about Black men feeling like, oh my God, Laverne Cox isn't going to want to date us. You know why? Because at large, they're transphobic as fuck. So who the hell cares that she don't want to date somebody that's transphobic? That's where this like is confusing for everybody. Because bitch, then why would you go get with a white man that's MAGA instead of going get with, a white man that's not? Like, I'm sure there's so many white men. I'm sure there are a hell of a lot of white men that are not MAGA. Like maybe 40%.
Like can I address that when you finish? Can I address that?
Absolutely. I think in getting to know you a little bit better, because I still don't know you like that, I know that that's not true. However, from the outside looking in, before I started to be able to DM you and have a little bit more access to you, is I feel like you just got a preference. Everybody has preferences. Everybody has, to Deshaun's point, desires. And I think that the thing that we're skating around and not just saying, and I think Laverne has given us space to just say, the assumption is that your preference, your desire does not involve Black men. And
I feel like who fucking cares? Why should anybody in a queer Black community give a fuck about that? Because Black men at large are extremely violent towards these very people. What are we talking about? This conversation, to me, the fact that was framed in the conversation that, hey, Miss Milan, that was framed in the conversation that we should give a fuck about Laverne dating a Black man. That's not the point. I don't care about that.
Scapegoat for that is, well, Black men do this, Black men do that, and Black men don't typically do this in this particular way, and so I'm not going to. And I think that for me, the reason why that is an issue is because as the possibility model, whether you like it or not, right? Whether you signed up for it or not, we know that you're an actress. We know that you did not sign up to be anybody's role model of the day. But at the end of the day, your access, your visibility, all of the things that you have become have made you the possibility model. And when the possibility model starts to shift away from the ideation of Black love and
Girl! See, that's what I'm talking about. Girl, Black love. Fuck a Black love. Girl, No, I don't. I'm so sorry. Like, no.
Ability for a Black trans woman to do that when we already have the gay boys, RuPaul, and I love him to death, but Todrick and all of these other boys.
Isn't this Hope Giselle at the bottom that's talking right now? Isn't that Hope Giselle?
Boys that every single time they get an ounce of a piece of fame and wealth and access, it's never a Black man. And we're starting to see that trickle through the rest of the community. The assumption is
inspiring. What's frustrating, I think, from my vantage point, and I think Laverne also has similar experiences, is when you're open to everyone and the Black men you have dated, not a statement about all, but the Black men that you have dated or attempted to date.
Why is her camera the only one that's not still? That's another thing. Her whole energy in this corner is so like nerve-wracking to me because I think she's holding her phone on her legs and moving her legs. Like, because, when you're doing this type of content on these type of panels, you want to make sure you say everything there is like an energy build inside of your body. You know what I mean? Yes, that's what I thought. We about to listen to Cat challenge the point because I'm just like, I want Hope Giselle to calm down because the energy is a little bit too up here and everybody else is like dead in the face. So like, just chill out a little bit. Put the phone down.
Don't want to go out with you, don't want to claim you, aren't particularly interested in a long-term relationship, and you're not having the mentality of, I need to specifically seek out Black men. I need to specifically pursue Black men. The natural thing is it's always going to end up being someone who isn't Black, So when I moved out here, I made a lot of effort to specifically connect with Black men. And time again, it was this thing where I felt like they didn't value me on firing. What's frustrating, I would have plans for dates. They would cancel the date or say that they were busy. Then I'd get a text from them, you know, at midnight, like, hey, can I stop over and say hello? You know,
Okay, seeing me as a booty call, bitch.
and
white men do this too, but go on. Men of all races do this, but
men of all races do this. Men of all races have.
It's happened more with black men because black men feel that they have some entitlement over other black bodies to where it's like, yeah, I might like you, but you ain't all that because I'm in close proximity to you. I don't have to treat you with respect. A lot of white people, if they're like that, they're just like that in general. But black men will go over and treat another type of woman that they didn't grow up around better simply because she's new, which is weird.
Have hesitation around trans women. But I think what ends up happening is white men have more social privilege, more societal privilege. That's probably why you're even able to have a situation where a white MAGA cop dude can confidently and openly date a trans woman, even if it, to some people, conflicts rather with his politics. Because from what I've felt from black men, and this is just from me seeing them also interact with other people, black men make me feel like going on a date in public with me would ruin their life.
Ooh. And that's the thing. Why the fuck do I want to date somebody that feels like that about me? Thank you, Saint Shane. Real talk. Black women choose who respects them over the color of their skin. And that's what I feel. I just, you know, if you find a white boy that love you, girl, I'm happy for you. I just want it to be somebody that it is not throwing not only the microaggressions of men, but the microaggressions of racist men. Like, we already have to deal with men who have the same skin as us, low-key hating us and dealing with us with this manipulation and this veil of disdain underneath while still trying to get things that require you to be any way type of nice to us. Like, to the point that y'all feel like y'all don't even have to be nice to us and we should just accept your treatment. And then you think people should keep wanting to be with you. That's insane to me. That's insane to me. Just like I don't get mad when black men want to be with white women. I don't get mad about that. I don't give a fuck. The only thing that bothers me is when y'all fuck up them kids. Because there's a air of a black man hating his blackness when he gets into a relationship with a white woman. So they raise children with a white mama to hate their blackness and wonder why them kids be, you know, self-hating and, you know, just have all of these emotional issues sometimes coming in. Because the biracial kids is on TikTok talking about their experience of dealing with hearing terrible things about black people from white people in their families and how that made them feel about themselves. But don't let us talk about how the black people in our own family talking to us, other black people, using some of that same rhetoric. We can't say that hurt our feelings because that's jonesing and that's comedy and we in a community together. So it's okay for us to say some of the same shit racist white people say to us. Girl, that's okay.
It's not just a man who's just a Trump voter. This is a man who chose to enforce white supremacy every day. He put on that badge and you know,
I was never comfortable with that. I was never comfortable. I tried. I tried. I was like, is there gonna be a moment when I'm comfortable with what he does for a living? I never was. But then he told me why he became a cop, and in the back of my mind, the whole time, I was like, Lord have mercy. I did a background check on him to see if he had any excessive force or if been involved in anything. Because I was just like, I don't fuck with that. So so that was something I was in denial about, or just kind of not wanting to face or deal with until I had to. There was a moment. What you have to understand is there were 3 years where I just I didn't have to deal with it. It was back here, but I didn't have to fully address it. And then it came to the fore. It came to the fore, and I couldn't ignore it.
And we know that that's what happened because that's how this shit always happens.
And that's when I had to peace out.
This is not just a man who's just a Trump vote. You know, my only issue with this is I think when the history books are written, I think you will be there, and you will be there as you can laugh and joke at this. I don't think that like people are really gonna just remember you as just an artist or just an actress. I really think they're gonna think of you as someone who did I
don't know why Kat was like, y'all doing too much, because it's not dick ridery. When we actually look back, she will be seen as a pioneer in the trans community and what it meant for a trans person to get a role as a trans person and play that role. And that role do well and kind of branch into offering, you know, more, because I feel like the reason why we were even able to see Pose is because Laverne Cox character in Orange is the New Black. So I definitely feel like Laverne is going to be like put in history books as an example of a trans woman, just like Marsha. What's Marsha's name? The they did all of the activism in the 60s and the 70s, I mean, or in the 70s and the 80s in New York. Marsha P. Johnson. Marsha P. Johnson, you know, like she's going to be named in that vein simply because her playing that role was revolutionary at the time. It was. And it did break a glass ceiling for trans women being able to be seen as trans women in film, television, in media. And we still fighting with people about that. They so mad about that shit right now because, you know, we was really at a progressive point. And now everybody's like, oh, no, it's too progressive. We got to go back now. And it's like, we're not going back. In any form, y'all, we're not going back. We're only going to either destroy this or move forward in a new way, but we're not going back. And I just want everybody to get over it because once the lid has been popped open, bitch, you cannot close it again. We're not going back. The only way they would be able to do that is if they would do what they did in previous years, which is wipe out everybody for the most part. And we'll see. But that's the only way. But, you know, this is not going to happen in the same way that it happened before social media and all of that. Maxwell Media, thank you for the super chat, boo. Do you feel like Black men and Black women date interracially for different reasons? Most of the time, yes. Most of the time, yeah. I do feel like Black men are always doing shit vengefully, right? Like it's always I'm trying to get somebody back. I'm mad because, you know, people did me wrong as a kid, and now I get to act like I'm not still mad about it, but do all of these little fucked up passive aggressive things with people because I'm still mad about it. Like, yeah, I think in general, men move like that more so than women, but I do feel like the hard wig, soft life girls are trying to create this separation from their Blackness because their attitudes will sometimes look down on people that don't remove themselves from their Blackness. Kay kept blowing smoke up Laverne's ass, so I think that's why it was a kiki. Okay, got you. Hey, Erica. No, I get it.
Paradigm shift and change the way we think about trans people. I do. So,
but that wasn't a misstatement right there. And Kat is really.
and
why are their names not on the screen? Help me.
I don't care what you do in your personal life. I think it's just when you brought it to us and not just bringing it to us to advertise the show. I think the follow-up video is really where I have issue because you said something in that video. You said, I don't dehumanize anyone because of their politics. And I just want to say, we are not dehumanizing MAGA. They dehumanize themselves by what they believe in. And, you know,
oh, yes. Thank you for saying that shit. Because the very truth of the matter is, they dehumanize themselves and they dehumanize us. And we're expected to have this compassion because we know better. Fuck that. That's a part of the problem now. Is that y'all always want somebody to love their enemy and all of that. Man, fuck all that. I don't know who taught us that, but that's a lie. You know how I can love you is to love you from afar. You can be over there. But if you come over here, the love I will show to the world around us, okay? The fuck, that's what really need to be going on. It's crazy how y'all expect us to be trying to hug people that's trying to kill us. What's wrong with y'all?
My thing is there is no apology when we're talking about my livelihood and the way that I show up in the world. And also to me, it feels irresponsible. Like I'm in a relationship with a Black man and you need to know about what's happening to me. And if you don't, that says more to me about how you truly feel about me. I remember watching the clarification video that you made and you were just like, oh, you told him something about like what was going on with trans people. And he's like, oh, really? I didn't know that. What the fuck you mean you didn't know that? Because you dicking me down every day. What the fuck do you mean that you don't understand these policies if we are madly in love? And so to me, one of two things are happening. You were madly in love and that he was having fun, or somewhere in the middle, somebody started lying and somebody started like putting on the rose-colored glasses. Because if you love me, you care about the things that are impacting me. You care about the things that are going to hurt me. And again, this is not just about your transness. This is about the fact that you are a Black woman in America.
And see, and at this point, I feel like this is when Hope could have like ended it. But if I recall, Hope kept going. Let's just watch.
But my thing is, there is no apology when we're talking about my livelihood in the way that this is about the fact that you are a woman in America. And so when you don't know what's going on, you can't tell me that you are madly in love with me when literally the people that you plan on voting for are taking away my rights and my ability to have education, my history, the things that I literally do This man, I'm sure, has had to watch you, sit in space with you while you deliver some of the best political rhetoric in the world.
Mm-hmm.
And you mean to tell me that after hearing all of that shit, whether it was intentional or, out the side of his ear, walk into the kitchen to get a snack while you were doing it, that he still is going to stand on that, you, and then vote against you?
I'm sorry, they're not all trans. Olay is not trans. Right? I don't think she is. It doesn't fucking matter. Okay, it only matters because it's a trans woman conversation, but in the grand scheme of Black women having a conversation with other Black women with one Black man, yeah.
I have very little empathy for that. I give grace because I understand that as Black trans women, we don't always have the option to do the thing that we want to do. Sometimes we got to do the thing that is closest to where we're going to get the happiness. But when you are talking about voting not just against me as a singular person, the people that I advocate for, this is about the fact that you are a woman in America. And so when you don't know what's going on, you can't tell me. Laverne, you fly out of your way. You get trains out of your way to go to fucking Capitol Hill and to advocate for people. This is shit that ain't got nothing to do with you. You are an actress and you still show up for these people and you lay with this man. You lay with this man who is actively telling you, I don't give a fuck about none of that shit. And you can't, I'm sorry, I don't give you a pass for being able to sit back and say things like, oh, well, we just didn't want it to get muddy. We didn't want to get messy.
Okay, so this is Deshaun is non-binary. Okay, got you. Okay, so Deshaun, okay, got it. Oh, okay. Child, listen, y'all know I'm just looking off what the shit look like. Okay, but shout out to Deshaun for being trans. Okay. No, you shouldn't lay with anyone that isn't an ally to women. And that's why I'm getting aggravated by Hope Giselle, because I hear what she's saying, but the way you keep trying to tell her that she should have been with a Black man as if that Black man was going to love or care about her issues anymore. I also feel like at this point, this emotional dumping that's happening. And I feel like, everybody just has to sit here while we're dumping on a grown ass woman about who she chose to fuck. I think we can have a conversation without this being like an emotional dumping ground. And that's what this feels like.
You're me and I'm madly in love with you and we don't want it to get muddy and messy, but it's messy the second you put your dick inside me. It's muddy the second you put your dick inside me. I can't say that I love you. I don't care about what is happening to you. I can't say that I love you and I am actively ignoring the news so that I don't have to pay attention and have conversations with you about your well-being. If I love you, I love all of you. If I love you, I want the best for you and people like you. If I love you, I am standing 10 toes down for the things that are going to make your life better. Or I believe that I came into this a little frustrated with you because I felt like you were unaware of the impact. And I think that nobody was giving you the opportunity for real, to hear you say, no, I'm understanding. I want to get a better understanding. And to Olay's point, anybody that can come and sit and let 6 people give you shit about your life, your business, something that they have no control over and something that doesn't truly impact them, and be gracious and be unmoving in some of their opinions, but also wavering and willing to open up to others, I'm going to commend you 10 toes down, because a lot of people are not willing to jump in this circle of fire and say, give it to me raw. And anybody that can do that is a bad bitch in my book.
Okay.
We already knew that, but I think in this instance where you did not have to give us audience, I am grateful for that. And I'm also grateful to see that on all sides, everybody learned something new today. And I really appreciate it.
I don't know what we all learned from this. I mean, I think we could have surmised that the relationship didn't work out. And it's because at some point she had to deal with the fact that she was with somebody that really didn't give a fuck about her. So it definitely, you know, I understand the emotion behind it, especially because Hope Giselle is a trans woman. It's very personal. The love for Laverne, I'm sure, runs very deep and all of that shit. But essentially, I still feel like I don't like the conversation being held from the standpoint of you should be finding black men to love, because then you wouldn't be laying with somebody that hates you. Because Hope Giselle started this out with, you know, I feel, and you know, it's cut up, it's in clips. But the way she started it out with talking about being with a black man, and I'm like, ma'am, is the black man you're with really loving you for real? Because the energy in this almost felt like you weren't just talking to Laverne, you were talking to yourself. And I think you don't have to be with a MAGA black man. I'm sorry, you don't have to be with a MAGA white man in order to be with a man that hates you. And that's what we're always talking about. We're always trying to shake the girl's shoulders and be like, that nigga hates you. Like, yes, black men are not the answer. And that's why I feel like Hope Giselle, even though, yes, there are parts of her statement that I agree with, absolutely. But I also feel like you opening this discussion up with promoting black love is where I need y'all to stop. They're not saying this to Shannon. They're saying it to Shannon in the comments. And then, I mean, also his peers. His peers did tell him. Monique told Shannon to go get him a black woman to abuse. Because y'all always do that. Anytime, and that, y'all, racism and fucked everybody's head up. It's really fucked everybody's head up, child. Because there's this thing that happens with black women where it's like, this is a black man that is being accused of abuse. And because you want so badly to be picked by a black man because you've been made to feel so, you know, unattractive and undesirable as a black woman that you would want the abuse just so you can get any energy and attention whatsoever. That's fucking sad. To be the black women who tell other black men that they should go and find a black woman to be in this toxic form of relationship with. I'm tired of seeing that. I don't feel like you need to go and find another person. I think you need to go and find your fucking self. Find some solace. In my solitude. Like, bitch, Billie Holiday, get out of here. Get away from us. But the way y'all just want people to move from this relationship to this relationship because then it'll be better. Like, no, you needed to use that nigga for dick and that was it. Why you falling in love with motherfuckers you know hate you? Maria, thank you for the super chat. People love you at the capacity that they love themselves. That was a white MAGA who is LGBTQ. Laverne's lack of self-love just as he did. Yes, lack self-love just like he. Yes, absolutely. And that's why I feel like, you know, that whole situation I think was brought up in order to show her how she wasn't loving herself. Now, I could look at her makeup and wig and tell y'all that she wasn't loving herself. But if I say that, y'all gonna go in on me because y'all, you know, y'all sometimes don't see how these aesthetic choices are a reflection of something deeper because everything is that deep. Okay. Lots of people believe that black women are vessels for pain and abuse. We are conditioned to shut up and take it. Put your head down. Don't let them see you sweat. Forgive, pray, rinse, repeat. Fuck all. And that's what I want everybody to understand. Fuck all that. Fuck all that. It makes me feel better to curse your ass out in a moment. And this is about relieving my stress when somebody's coming at me. Okay. We're not doing all of that no more. We're not doing this respectability politics. And if we are choosing to not engage, that's for us, not for you. Okay, I live my life like Tracy Ellis Ross presents minus the wealth, right? Men in general have been a disappointment and I'm not settling. And there's always somebody that you can get some good dick in a nice conversation out of. But yes, Laverne's hard wig and soft life aesthetic absolutely speaks to the demographic of black women as a whole that are carrying this hatred of themselves for being black or feeling like when they are looking, you know, black, that's not acceptable and they should kind of change that. You know, like her foundation is lighter than her neck. The wig is rough and blonde. You know, whenever there's a rough blonde wig, girl, okay? Because the white men don't need you to care about your aesthetic too much. The white men, you know, need you to have like, girl, I will never forget who that woman was that did that TikTok video of how you got to have a little lipstick on your teeth. You know what I'm saying? Your hair got to look like you just finished fucking somebody, just real messy. You know, like the Black women have to stop being so by the book with their aesthetic, because Black women as a whole are by the book with our aesthetic from the head to the toes. This shit is going to all be done all the time. And we hold ourselves to this very weird ass standard that we always have to have every hair in place. You either have to have perfect skin or your makeup needs to be beat and it needs to match and it needs to look like it's not makeup, but it fucking is. Your body has to be perfect. If not, bitch, you better go get surgery and get a BBL. Don't be too much of a hoe, but don't cover up too much. Make sure your toes always done and painted white. Like, you know, make sure you wax your coochie and under your arms. Bitch, you can't have no hair on your body. Like, all of those things, a Black woman will go get with a white man, and white people have way less standards for their overall aesthetic. Yes. Our standard is way higher than white people's standard for how they groom themselves. And so when a Black woman goes and gets with a white man, and you notice she went from having that weave done, that makeup matching, body oiled up, now she look ashy, Serena. Not, you know, sometimes she look pale, you know, the wigs is terrible. You know what I'm saying? Like, you see that, and you know what has happened is she's probably now been able to relax, but also in that finding or having a feeling or a thought that being by these white people is safer than me being by them niggas. I guess I'll just try to fit into this white girl aesthetic. It feels safer over here. I don't have to do as much. Yes, the wig looks rough, but none of these white people care. I imagine that is the mindset that goes on. That's why I appreciate Eve so much, because even though Eve is living that life, so to speak, she never lets that look fall in front of us. You ain't never seen Eve in no bad wig, okay? Yes, I have a white man. I have a blonde wig. Okay, I'm doing all of the things, girl. But I come from Philly. I am a rapper, and I cannot let my aesthetic fall that far. I can't. Okay, I might have to come back out and pop out on niggas. They can't never be able to pull up a time where I was looking like Serena by the weave. You know what I'm saying? Looking like Laverne by the weave. And you know, this is a small critique, y'all. We all need to, you know, love ourselves more, love our hair more. You know what I'm saying? We all need to love what we look like base level more. We really do need to stand in the mirror and find out a way to love ourselves so that we could stop being so easily deflated by other people. You know what I mean? But I'm, you know, shout out to Laverne, because that was a very hard thing to sit there and go through that conversation. Let's move on, y'all. It's gonna be a cute little show. I love y'all. I want y'all to know. Like, I feel like I'm enjoying myself already. Speaking of Shannon Sharpe, Shannon Sharpe jokes that his pockets are light right now after settling the rape lawsuit.
That as the representative has been trying to reach out, Jerry ain't returned no calls.
On purpose.
Absolutely.
To prove a point. What point he's trying to prove, I have no idea.
I run the show.
I'm a show.
I'm gonna pay. I'll pay you when I get ready. Like you do me. Like you do me over here $5900.
Me?
You basically told me I'm gonna pay you when I get ready.
Oh no, I ain't say that. I mean, I told
no, your actions did.
I'm gonna take care of you, baby. I'm not Jerry. I don't like that comparison. Don't do me like that. We come up on a year. It's a penalty for being late. I got you. I got one thing about it. Right? You know what? I got you.
I need to see you got it, but I need to get it.
Right.
You know, I get light right now. Though. I get light right now. Just say I get light.
See, that's why I love you. That's what I love. That's what I need. Come on back home. That's what I need. Thank you.
These niggas' dentures are killing me.
That's the Shannon I need. Let's go. We gonna be all right.
Ordered that as the representative has.
So yeah, I think it's a lot of laughing to keep from crying. I don't ever trust whenever men are trying to act unbothered. I don't ever trust it. I really do look at the situation because the way men are able to like lie about their emotions in any given moment is really scary to me. So I'm not running to believe this bullshit. To me, it sounds like you really want your money. He said $5,900. He didn't say, that money you owe me. He didn't say that. He said $5,900. That nigga serious. We might be laughing and all of that, but he is very much serious. My pockets are light. So if you owe me some money, I'm coming for it now. And the fact that Chad didn't like the comparison, but he told him straight up, you not giving me my money back, basically told me I ain't giving you. Like, you could tell that these two niggas, like, they have a love-hate relationship. I think they like each other on some respect. I think they enjoy working together. But essentially, I feel like they do not really like each other. I think Chad has a personal life that Shannon might envy. And I think that Shannon has the overall success that Chad might envy. And I'm talking about success around them white people, because niggas act like they don't care about being successful around these white men, but you do. You do, and you move like them. You don't pay your bills just like them. Okay? So TMC Flan. Hi, Bonzi. Okay, listen, why I'm reading it like I don't know who this is. Hey, Talia, thank you for the super chat. I know a black woman hood now who is with a white man, and she looks so separate from her blackness. Her wig looks rough and unkept every time I see her. Every time. Yeah, girl. Yeah, girl. I feel like the women, sometimes the women don't want to uphold black beauty standards because it's a lot of work. And when they get with them white men and then white men be talking about soft life, that's what they mean, bitch. Hard wigs. We don't give a fuck. We're going to the vineyard. And if a black girl see us, she gonna be like, damn, you look a mess. But everything she got on is expensive, I bet. Somebody's got on like a $200 white t-shirt, something ignorant. Let me see. What those two, we might have to circle back around to them. But I did want to play this clip with y'all right quick. So shout out to Nikisha for sending me this. But this reminds me of some of the videos that I've been seeing. Let me see if I can find this girl on TikTok, and then I could play her video too. Okay. So, is it Cunty? Girl, go to your followers. I need to go to my followers. But I'm going to play this video for y'all. But yeah, so this to me is a representation of how men historically have used platforms like interviews, media, podcasts. Anytime a woman was going to promote something, they have used that as a way to sexually harass or neg women. Like, I don't know if y'all have actually noticed this before, and I'm looking for the clip that I'm going to use to back this up. But girl, not me liking the same people over and over again and all my likes. Girl, I need to expand my horizon. Anyway.
I want you to be comfortable in my crib. No doubt. Now, tell me about your album.
My album is blazing. It comes out March 21st. I got everybody on the album. I got Trick, Jay Shin, Trey Plus.
Okay, I'm gonna cut that just in case because I don't want no copyright. But y'all see this, right? Y'all see, why does she have to sit? I'm sorry, y'all, I clicked off of it. Why does she have to sit on his lap in order for her to be? She looks uncomfortable. When they zoom in on her, she looks uncomfortable. But she also looks like, I know what I'm here to do. I know what I have to do. It's a lot of us that don't want to use our looks or our sexuality on some of you niggas. Because y'all give creep vibe. Y'all can't take a little bit of our energy. If we flirt with you in any type of capacity, you're going to then think that we're in love with you. We want to be with you. And then you're going to cross boundaries. You're going to keep calling. You're going to make it uncomfortable for everybody. You're going to do weird creep nigga shit. If we give you a little bit of attention, a little bit of our energy. And I do feel like that's what's happened with not just, black women in hip hop, but white women too, on any late night talk show. Hold up. Let me see if I can find it. Where is it? Cunty Chanel. Okay, it's on Cunty Chanel's page. I'm trying to find the original post that she did. But Cunty Chanel actually posted it about how often women were being interviewed, and the way they're interviewed is just so weird and so disrespectful. The things they ask the women about, the invasive questions, the sexual tone to a lot of the shit that they say. Let me see. Is this it? Oh, that's not it. I'm sorry, y'all. I really wish I would have thought to pull this up before I came up here. But if you ever came across it, like, it is crazy how many interviews she was able to put together of men just being so ridiculously crude, passive aggressive, overly sexual with women during interviews, asking them these invasive ass questions. And the women have to laugh it off. The women have to play it cool. The women have to act like none of this shit is happening, even though they very much know that it's happening. And recently, I don't know if she was the person. Let me go to her page. Let me go to her page over here. I don't know if it was her recently that posted that video of Lucy. I don't know if y'all do y'all know about I Love Lucy? You know, a lot of y'all might know who Lucy is if you old enough to know about Lucy, girl. Let me see. But Lucy, that's not her. I don't know, it's spelled differently. Is it spelled with a V? Yeah, spelled with a V. Okay. Let me see if it was ever. I love her page, by the way. Let me see. No, this was the one.
Okay, David Sheehan, you have a question.
Yes, we have a young lady here with an I Love Lucy t-shirt on. Stand up and
take your hands off her, David.
Oh,
it was all funny at first.
I can see the shirt.
So, thought I'd try to.
What's your name? What?
Bridget Polk.
David.
Yes, I have a lady here with.
I noticed. Will you take your hands off, David?
Oh, excuse me. She has love on her mind, and she has to ask you something very personal.
Well, kind of. I'm Rosemary, and I'm a.
So, but and that went on. That went on much longer. That went. Hold up. We need to talk about this Megan Fox interview. This is one of them.
Megan, what is it like working with the director Michael Bay, who, from all accounts, appears to be insane?
Yeah, well, he's infamous for being a sort of tyrant, I guess, on set. But the first time I ever worked with him, actually, I had just turned 15, and I was an extra in Bad Boys 2.
Really?
And yeah, they were shooting this club scene.
Okay, so she goes on to say that as a 15-year-old girl, she is in the background of a club scene, and they have her in a bikini and water falling all over her. And Jimmy Kimmel is very fucking gross in this interview. I don't want to play the whole thing because I'm scared that it'll copyright strike me. I was trying to find the one where she went through a few of these interviews where, like, Jimmy Kimmel, anybody doing like a late night talk show is being extremely creepy in the scene. Like, you know, on the show live, and the women just have to sit there and deal with it. I'll find it later and come back to y'all with it. But y'all get the point. That's what this reminds me of. Women having to be okay with being sexually harassed, made to feel uncomfortable, because if you say something, everybody's going to flip out. You're going to ruin your opportunity. That's why when people in the comments and they say shit like about the Diddy trial or anything, and we're about to move into that, whenever we talk about shit like that, people will be in the comments and they will say that was cunty Chanel. But they will say shit like, oh, they just wanted the money. They just wanted the money. They wanted that lifestyle. They just wanted the money. They just wanted that lifestyle. And I hate that, because that is such a gross understatement of what's actually happening. Like, it's a gross understatement. And it makes it seem as if you can shame people for going through extreme lengths to get a lot of money, as if going through extreme lengths to get money is not a capitalist society's wet dream. It's for everybody to feel like they need to be going through terrible, fucked up things to get a certain lifestyle. And I believe that a lot of people online are envious still, even when they watch these women come out and say, this man did this to me, whatever, they are still envious that those women got to even be close to those men. So they're not being honest. They're not being emotionally genuine about the critiques that they're making of some of these women. Okay. Hey, girl, thank you for the super chat, Erica. When you live in a society that tells you that you came from his rib, they might grow up to believe they are entitled to you and your body. Yes, because it's deep like that. It's deep like that. Everything has meaning. Everything is connected to something else. It is what it is. Okay. You can just choose whether you gonna, peel back some layers yourself or not. But listen, Jimmy Kimmel rebranded hard. We remember the Man Show. Yeah. He's a creep. He seems like a creep. That shit was very creepy. Let's because we were talking about that, I do want to go into a Diddy conversation, but I need to run my intro because I think y'all must have forgot.
I'm a savage. Whatever I want, I'm going to get. Whatever I want, I have to get.
Can't stop. Won't stop.
Yeah, well, the judge denied Diddy's bail request again. Okay, again. Defendant Sean Combs renews his request for bail pending his sentence. Dude, we're in August. You can't sit the fuck down until October. It's 2 months away. You can't stay in there for 2 months? Oh, okay. So the girls can be fucking for 24 hours, 48 hours. So women can be pounded vaginally for 3 days at a time. But you can't sit your ass down in a penitentiary for 3 months? No, sit your ass down. Yeah, I already know what it is. They want to get him out so he could go over there to Bali with Russell Simmons because, that's where, Lord, I ain't even gonna get into that. But that's where a lot of you ain't shit ass niggas, go when y'all want to hide from extradition or any accountability for being creepy ass abusive sex offenders. Yeah, y'all think y'all should be able to get away with that shit. So y'all like to go to countries where y'all can blend into the background with y'all money and all of that. But no, I hope that they don't let him out. But before that, Gina, where's Gina, girl? Where's Gina? We've already seen that Gina has been flipped. Gina went from talking to Tasha K about what happened to her with Diddy to being outside the grocery store saying that he's grown. He's never done anything to me, just basically lying her ass off. And I am going to peel back the layers and say that Virginia Gina Huynh wrote a letter because Sean must have access to phones and his attorneys and children and all of them, I believe are doing his bidding. So I believe that there are people harassing Gina so that Gina will make these statements out in public on his behalf. I also think that they're telling her, hey, he's probably going to get out. When he gets out, he's going to be upset if you didn't help. Right? So now she's going to help so that she's safe when she gets out. And what I want to say is that Gina, Daphne, and Cassie, and probably Kim at some point, they all fit the archetype of beautiful but space cadet women. And I hate to say it like that because I do feel like there are beautiful women that are smart, model-esque beautiful women that are smart. But what I do think is that we socialize pretty women to not have to try hard. Y'all think the biggest lottery a bitch can get is being born attractive. Because if she's being born beautiful, gorgeous, attractive, at the top of the pecking when it comes to this hierarchical beauty standard bullshit, if she can be in anywhere near that, okay, she will be raised that she doesn't have to care about anything else because she's pretty. Which means she won't think hard about a lot of stuff. And she will always feel like she's receiving things based off of her beauty. And when you're not thinking too heavily about why people are engaging with you, it's so easy for you to get caught up in an abusive cycle because you really don't know what the fuck is going on. Because you're being taught to lead with beauty, not ask too many questions, and feign ignorance. Act dumb, bitch. That's a part of the allure of a lot of women, is them pretending to be dumb, pretending to be a damsel in distress. When you use your voice, you don't want to talk in your deeper voice, right? You're gonna raise your voice a few octaves. You have to raise your voice a few octaves because you want people to be able to like hear you in a way where you're not like scary to them. And anybody that's speaking deep in their voice, they sound too grounded. And we need you to sound flighty. We need you to sound like there's a whole bunch of air in your fucking head. We don't want you to sound like a grounded adult human being that is going to actually think about what's happening to them, what's being said to them. Oh no, that's too much. Diddy specifically goes after women that are flighty and that have been raised to only rely on their beauty. So they don't rely on their instincts or their intellect when they get in these situations. And once they're in them, they probably learn to just lay down and take it. Most women learn to just lay down and take the abuse. And now the way she has done this, I'm sure in her mind as an immediate way to protect herself, is really in the long run going to make it so much harder for people to believe her if they ever did. Because I believe Diddy knows that people were believing her testimony because it happened so long before any of this shit happened. So it wasn't a money grab. The girl didn't really get no money from it. She just wanted to talk about what happened to her because I bet you she was pissed that you had just beat the fuck out of her. And apparently, allegedly forced a miscarriage. So, yeah, it sounds like the girl was angry and went to Tasha to talk about it. But it's a painful thing to talk about. All this time goes by. And yes, often abuse victims end up back with their abusers. They do. Because time goes by. When time goes by, you start to remember good shit. The bad shit will sometimes start to fade. I don't know about y'all, but I feel like one of the things I had to learn was to remember, to hold on to the feeling of hurt so that I could let people go. I don't care. People might want to call that, whatever they want to call that. But to me, that is something I had to do because to me, discipline is doing shit that you don't always want to do. Discipline is sometimes doing things. Hold up, y'all. We got to take a break right quick. But discipline sometimes is letting go of people that aren't good for you. And the only way that you can let go of people that aren't good for you, that you love, is by reminding yourself the moments that you felt the worst around them. I had to keep reminding myself that when I went around a certain person, they made me feel like shit about myself. They may not have said anything, but the way they acted with me, the way it would be, oh, we're all good. And then all of a sudden this coldness, this pullback. Why do I always feel like shit around you? I have to start paying attention to the fact that when I'm around you, no matter what is actually being said or done, you're making me feel like shit about myself. That means that something is happening that I'm not fully aware of, but I can feel it. So I'm going to trust my body. I'm going to trust my intuition, my instincts, and I'm going to do everything I can to remove myself. Be right back. All right, I'm back. So, and then what I realized is that, like, okay, so say you let go of somebody that you were in an abusive, toxic relationship with. As time goes on, you will start to miss the good things about that person and let time go by and you forget about some things. Emotionally, you recalibrate. Then when they come back, one thing they will do that's always a signifier for me is try to check your temperature and not automatically start the conversation. Because to me, if we have an issue, I want you to automatically start this conversation with us having to address the elephant in the room. Don't try to check my temperature. Don't try to avoid the situation. Don't act like nothing happened. Don't act like there's nothing that we need to talk about or rectify. Do not come back to me trying to act like the shit that happened did not happen. Don't do that. Because to me, that's the first sign that the person is trying to get you caught back in the cycle. They want to put you back in the cycle. And once you're back in the cycle, then you get to go through that cycle all over again. The high highs, the low lows, and the asking yourself, why did I do this to myself? If you've been in those relationships, you know it takes a few times of that to fully get out of it. It's just what it is. Because people all around you are always trying to tell you that removing people from your life is not a good thing. You just gonna be lonely. Y'all not gonna be forgiving. No, man, fuck all that. Fuck all of that. Okay? So even though I feel like Gina looks crazy, Gina is playing the fuck out of herself. I'm not even about to read all of this bullshit. I don't give a fuck about him being a father. And he didn't give a fuck about being a father when you said he allegedly beat you until you lost that baby. He didn't give a fuck about being a father then. He didn't care about being a father when he was assaulting people. He didn't care about being a father when he was stealing from people, when he was exploiting people, when he was having, can't stop, won't stop events and people getting hurt and killed and all of that. Nigga didn't give a fuck about being a daddy. None of that. He didn't care. So why should we? That's irrelevant. Him being a daddy to grown kids and now just making that new baby gonna be so much better if she don't have to grow up with that nigga in her life. To me, this is a paid advertisement by Gina, and also to protect herself from whatever is going on behind the scenes, because I do think that everybody has been threatened. I do feel like everybody is scared of what's going to happen because they told the truth. Okay? Now, let's shake it up. Rashida, what the fuck?
Do you want to go to the Rashida concert with me?
Rashida. Shout out to Forest Rocks for reposting this. This was a TikTok trend, y'all. I just cannot.
Bitch, no. Rashida. Kurt's Rashida?
Yes.
What kind of music does this bitch even make?
Y'all play too much. Why y'all playing on my girl top?
Okay. You want to go to this concert with me?
Yeah, who concert?
Rashida.
No, bitch. No. Did you buy tickets to that? Were they free? What you want?
For real.
Kirk Rashida?
Huh?
Kirk Rashida?
Yeah, it was only $250.
Oh, like two wedding $250. Baby, get your car bank.
Oh, I was saying you wanted to call me to the Rashida concert.
Bitch, who?
Rashida.
Rashida who? Because you ain't talking about Fat Frost.
Yes, who else I'm talking about?
A bitch, please.
You want to go with me to this Rashida concert for my birthday?
Who?
Rashida.
Put him on and make him want to marry me? Girl, fuck no.
Oh my God, y'all. I can't find the original video. I saw the original video somewhere and now I can't find it. But they definitely got up there and was like, yeah, we got shows coming up. And the way Kirk was sitting behind her, let me see if it was on Neighborhood Talk. Kirk was sitting behind her like he knew this was about to have people ribbing the shit out of her. Like he just knew. And they really I think they psyched themselves up to believe that people were still interested in seeing Rashida perform live by herself. And I honestly feel like if Kirk had not told her that nobody cared about her music, like back then in 2013, when she was still young enough, okay, when she was still, somewhat relevant because her songs are being played on movies and TV shows and shit, right? That's what they let get to their head, thinking that because they get a lot of online conversation that's going to translate to ticket sales. Hey, if it does, great. But it doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel like it's going to do that, y'all. It doesn't. It look. I wish I could find the original video again. But it even when, because I think I went to Rashida's page and I didn't see it. Like, bitch, did y'all delete it? Did y'all delete the shit? Let me see. Because you know what I do appreciate about Rashida? I know Rashida didn't see me talk shit about her. Rashida ain't never blocked me. Thank you, Rashida. Thank you for never blocking me. Okay? Because I don't want to make it so hard to come to your page and find, you know, the goofy shit that be going on. You know what I'm saying? Damn. See what I'm saying, y'all? It don't look like it's up here. It don't look like it's up here. This one we knew they was delusional.
He's the real nigga. Like,
This is when we knew they was delusional. When they felt like we really wanted a Kirk Frost documentary. That's when we should have knew something was going on, child. That's when we should have known. And she said, y'all got me trending. Y'all better be at my concert. My bubblegum marry me legs to the moon. Okay, listen. Wait, thought I missed the concert. Let me see. Sierra said, coming. Everybody put fire emojis. Like, y'all, I'm gonna tell y'all the truth. A lot of these people comment certain ways because they want to have business relationships with people on social media, not because they mean any of the shit they say. Is this the house in Bahamas? Listen, I do want to be like y'all in that respect. The Frost. Now, all of this other embarrassing shit, I don't want it that bad. I do want a house in the Bahamas, but when I tell you I don't want to be with an embarrassing man to have it, I don't. And I would rather not. I'm going to tell you like my mom, I would rather live in a pillbox apartment before I go and have a nigga like this embarrassing me on a daily basis. Okay, child, not them in the comments. Okay. All right, girl, we enjoying life, girl. You look good. You look good. We out here enjoying life. I'm not mad about it. I'm not mad. But it's funny that you thought we was fucking with you like that, girl. That was hilarious. Let's move on. So, y'all, Michael Blackson clarifies viral drama, says deleted post was misunderstood, reaffirms support for his family. So I just want to say that this right here, Rada, we've seen Rada and Michael Blackson since they was on reality shows together. They was on Marriage Boot Camp. They've been on shows together quite a few times, enough for us to know that Michael Blackson treats her like she doesn't matter to him, and she allows it, and she keep going back to him, and he treats her like shit, and he pedestalizes her against like other Black women. I'm sure, like, Michael Blackson is a miserable person. I think sometimes when men really don't like themselves, as long as that they can get money and women, then they can put like this glaze over themselves to where you're not reading their nastiness the right way. I think people don't read Michael Blackson's nastiness the way that they should. Like, it's always a nigga that look like this. It's always a nigga that look like he ain't never looked in a mirror one day and thought, damn, I really like what I see. No, you don't think that's happened not once. He get a fresh cut, I still an ugly motherfucker. You know, like that, it feels like he don't like himself, so he don't like her. And I think he mistreats her and treats her like shit because to him, if I didn't have this money, you would not want me. I want your attention. I want your admiration. I want your coochie on my penis. But ultimately, I am going to treat you like shit whenever the moment calls for it. I'm going to treat you like shit whenever the moment calls for it. Whenever you annoy me, whenever you upset me, whenever you ask for more than I'm willing to give, I am going to have to remind you that I'm not a good person and I'm only with you because you're beautiful. And I really hate the fact that you're with me, because why would you even want to be with me? Because I got money, right? That means you don't really love me. You don't really like me. So that means I got to put you through all kind of fucked up shit in a relationship so that you could prove that you love me. Because if you keep humiliating yourself, if you keep allowing me to abuse you, then you showing me how much that you love me by all of the abuse that you're willing to take. And I'll remember that when I want to floss you, when I want to, go on a nice vacation and fuck you. Like, yeah, I'll remember that in those moments. But essentially, it will always be about hurt feelings and feeling like you don't deserve. And then by product of that, emotionally abusing a woman that's probably already been groomed to deal with emotional and verbal abuse and act as if it's nothing, as long as a man is paying for shit. Tell me that's not a lot of us. Come on now. Let's not play. So Michael Blackson's original post, if you think making a baby with me will turn me into Russell Wilson, you better try again, motherfucker. I love children, especially my own, and will do anything for them. Chill, and it's not wise to talk shit about the hands that feed you. To me, this was a threat that if she doesn't lie for him, he's going to embarrass her. Well said by a mature, good, present father. Now, they're saying that now that, you know, the first message is terrible. The first message says that I'm not about to treat you well. I'm not about to treat you like a family man. I am not going to love you the way I love my children. I'm not going to show you the same kindness that I'm going to show my children, because I want to hurt you and I want to create triangulation, and I'm a miserable skid mark. And so, yeah, I'm not, girl, chill. It's not wise to talk shit about the hands that feed you. That's a threat. That is a threat. That is a veiled threat. Michael Blackson, it seems like the blogs got a hold of something that I had deleted. I don't know why you would even post it. I posted it, then I had reread the caption, which was clear it wasn't about us. What? I was just confused and reacted before talking to her. So I posted it, then I had reread the caption, which was clear it wasn't about us. I was just confused and reacted before talking to her. I was just playing. I love my family and support them with whatever they need. I often FaceTime Miss Rada to check on her because I understand postpartum is no joke. I tour every week and am not always there physically, but supportive in other ways. To all the new moms, ask for help when you need it. And to the new dads, check on your lady. Now, let me tell y'all, I don't know what type of psycho personality tripping that this is, but you know how when I started this live, and we started out just telling y'all that Miss Rada is, she just like Cassie and the rest of them girls. Y'all were made to be pretty, not have brains. Even I don't care. Oh, I got my own business. I'm an entrepreneur. But when it comes to these niggas, you're an idiot. You're stupid. I hate that for you. I hate that for us. But to me, if we can see how he wrote this first message that really said, I don't give a fuck. And what is he talking about? I reread it. Like, what are you talking about? This is a fucking tweet. You tweeted this. And then you deleted it because you knew it probably wasn't a smart thing to say. I wonder if it started to hit niggas' pockets when they act like this. Like, I wonder if that started to happen. Like, the shit y'all say online might fuck up y'all shows and shit. I wonder if that's happening, because this feels like what somebody does when they know what they said was so fucked up, they have to make up for it by saying all of the right shit. But the way these two messages contradict and seem as if they shouldn't be coming from the same person, it don't make no fucking sense. I also don't understand how he gonna sit up here and tell us that the caption wasn't about them. That doesn't make any sense. And y'all talking about y'all, you would have never been Russell Wilson. You would have never been Russell Wilson. To me, it's not even about looks. It's not even about looks. Look at this nigga writing a paragraph in the comments. I don't know. I don't have time for that. Y'all sure know how to fuck up a happy home, right? Because the home is happy if a nigga is tweeting that having a baby will not turn him into Russell Wilson. And I'm trying to understand how you looked at that. This is not a caption. This is a tweet. I don't know how you looked at that. And then you're going to come to us later and say that I posted it, then I reread the caption, which was clear it wasn't about us. How is that clear? That doesn't make any sense. I was just confused and reacted before talking to her. So that means like you telling us everything. You lying all over the place. You lying in this message. Don't blame the blogs. Why the fuck would you ever post something like that on Twitter? Because you're immature and you're an idiot and you're emotionally, unregulated. So you posted it. Then you read it and thought that maybe that wasn't a good decision. So you deleted it. But you really should have never posted it. Either way, you then come back and say, it was clear it wasn't about us. I was just confused and reacted before talking to her. Your reaction, you saying I reacted before talking to her, is talking about you posting it. So something happened. You got aggravated. You posted that. She says that's not what I was talking about. Now you go back and delete it and apologize for it. And now you need to clean it up so that we know that, you know, it's not what it seems. Yes, it was. It was exactly what it seems. And that's what we talk about how we always want to blame women for being in these relationships, but how these niggas will change personalities based on the post. In one post, you a I don't give a fuck ass nigga. In the next post, oh, he's a good, mature father that's always there. The women in the comments, delusional. This girl right here, bye, sir. If you ain't have money, she wouldn't sneeze your way. And that's the reason why he said, if you think making a baby with me will turn me into Russell Wilson, you better try again. Meaning that if you think that almost dying to give birth to my child, if you think that's going to mean that I'm going to change myself for you, you think I'm going to change who I am for you because you had my baby? Bitch, you're crazy. I would never do that. You're just going to have to always deal with how terrible I am. That's what that was. Now, speaking of fathers that actually seem to be doing a good job, actor Gary Dourdan. Now, mind you, this man had a drug addiction at one point, so we're not going to act like he's always been, you know, like we know his life. That's what I mean. I don't know this man's life enough to have the oh my God, this is so sweet. Actor Gary Dourdan texts daughter just to meet up for a hug while in town. Dads, take notes. Okay. He says, she says, I am always hyping him up to everyone, but I do need to give a shout out for texting me every day when he's in town to meet up for a hug. Even though we hang out something other every other day when he's here. Dads, take notes. I think this is very sweet, but it made me cry when I watched it. And I'm going to tell you the reason why it made me cry. It made me cry because I instantly felt like, I don't like this. And then I had to check myself because I was just like, why you don't like it? And it's because I was raised with a father that was very uncomfortable with showing affection. And so seeing them show affection doesn't put me in a good place when I'm first seeing it. Like when I'm first seeing it, I'm low-key creeped out because I don't know why it feels like, you know, what type of affection is this? But I had to check myself because I feel like it's just because I haven't experienced that type of love from a father. I have not, you know, I experienced a type of love, if that's what you want to say. But I have not received it in a way that makes it physically comfortable for all of this touching and shit. Like my dad used to actually like force hugs, like ever so often. I haven't like physically touched you in a nice way. I might have hit you or some shit like that, but I haven't hugged you in a long time. So sometimes he would be drinking or something, watching TV, and he'd be like, you know, come here, Tish, come here, you know, a forceful come here. And then he would hug me. He would smell like liquor, of course. Crown seeping out your pores and shit. But he would hug me, and then I would have to deal with this uncomfortable hug until, you know, it was over. And it was never a long period of time. But that's another reason why I feel like, you know, something may have happened to my dad, because I think my dad had like this aversion to physical affection. And he knew that it was an issue, but didn't know how to fix it. Like, I know that I should be more affectionate, but I feel like I can't be. Like, I could feel his uncomfortableness when we would have those moments. Yeah, he was arrested for possession back in the day. Yeah, everybody was doing coke. Like, whatever, what y'all talking about? Like, you can go Google it, girl. Yes, the man used to have a drug addiction back in the day. That's a surprise to y'all. Don't remember the pictures? Like, I feel like for a minute he was getting arrested over and over again, and there were like really bad pictures of him and shit that they posted, you know, from when he got arrested. But either way, he's cleaned up and he still looks really great. So we happy that he didn't, life didn't rebalance for him. Shit happens to everybody. But I'm not even gonna lie. Like, whenever you feel like a hug, let me know. I'm right here. I think that's beautiful. But yes, this, like, watching this, yes, I did kind of feel like, and then I had to sit with it. And then I was just like, that's because affection has always made me uncomfortable. Because my dad, affectionately, uncomfortable. So yeah. But shout out to them. I do love to see that girls are getting this type of love from their fathers, no matter what the situation is. Like, this is a situation where everybody can't be perfect, and a nigga might have a drug problem at some point, but the quality of the relationship he eventually forms is better than what one might have had if they had a parent there the entire time that was never really connecting with them in this way. So shout out to him. Okay. Coke, X, and heroin. Child, listen, a party. It's a party. Yeah, it's a party. It's a party. Y'all, I'll be right back. And then we're gonna get into Nicki Minaj, but I need to go and get my dog. But we're gonna get into Nicki Minaj next. Okay. Just give me a sec. Like the video and shit. I low-key didn't want to play my thing because I'm gonna have to shut my profits. That's why I won't play my I'll be right back music, but I'll be live later. I'll be live again.
Anywhere you go, give it on. Anywhere you said, anywhere.
All right, I'm back. I had to go get me some green juice, girl. Okay. Come on, cheers to the people. All right. Let's get into Onika. Girl, I'm wondering, when is this gonna come to a head? Like, when we gonna get tired of this? Anybody know? When we gonna be tired of Nicki Minaj and her rants? So let me see. Where's the beginning? Dez Bryant. Nicki Minaj and Dez Bryant started going at it on social media. What that was? Here it is. A day ago. So what's today? Tuesday? Sunday? So was it Sunday? Girl. It's Mrs. Petty. This just came across my desk from 2020. I guess you're one of the guinea pigs they've been using to bully people for them. Did you think I came over here to play tweetsies with your silly ass? Sir. See, the problem with people who are always playing is that they think everyone else is playing too. I mind my business if I were you. Be blessed. Dez Bryant blasted by Nicki Minaj fans for jumping in beef with Meek Mills. Dez Bryant would soon reply to a since-deleted tweet of Meek and throwing his support towards him while taking a shot at Minaj. You already won. It's painful for her to see you upgrade and win. She really wants to tell you I love you. So I guess this is what sent her into a tailspin. I do feel like Dez Bryant need to shut all the way the fuck up with this. I do. Like, please shut all the way the fuck up. Nobody cares about Meek. I'm sure Nicki does, but like, it's painful for her to see you upgrade and win. Like, when is he upgrading and winning? When is Dez upgrading and winning?
She got something going on mentally. I don't have time to be, going back and forth with Nicki Minaj, man. You was talking your little stuff on X or something like that? Yeah, man. It's like Nicki Minaj coming at me for some Irish. I'm like, I'm minding my business, Let me keep minding it. Yeah, I'm
right. Thank you. It's from 2020. Right. So it's old. She said it's from 2020. Like, I read it. The tweet is from 2020. I know, but I still feel like even in 2020, even in 2020, listen.
I'm here eating by myself, Like, leave me alone, man. Whatever. She got something going on mentally. I hate that shit, Nicki. Real talk. I hate that you're going through whatever it is that you're going through. Don't, that ain't good, man. Go say a prayer.
So he basically just like, stay up off me. Why you doing all that? Okay, here we go. Okay. Jerry Jones, I don't think it's smart to mention my name. Everybody talking about Jerry Jones. I kept quiet about a lot of unfair shit on some G shit. We can have story time if that's what we talking, if that's what we doing. I'm sorry. After Dallas Cowboys owner Jerry Jones said that Bryant and Roc Nation Sports owner Jay-Z are the reason why he doesn't like to deal with agents and players' contract discussions, that's because they're gonna work to get the most for the people, and y'all mad about that. Both parties fired back. The 82-year-old told reporters that Jay-Z quit taking his calls after the two spent hours negotiating a new contract for Bryant in 2015, which tells me you thought you was getting over on the niggas, and the niggas was like, nah, son. In a statement, Roc Nation called Jones' recollection of events from 10 years ago both false and comical. I'm more inclined to not believe the old white man that was trying to find ways to gyp the players on money, because they all did that. They all think that they're slave masters running a plantation when it comes to the football players.
Look, Miss Nicki, leave me out of it. I don't want no problems. I'm a huge fan. I hope you're having a great day.
So that was before he was talking about what is the problem and all of this and this and that. So, okay. Let me see if I could find where it all, because I thought it had all started around here. Okay. I'm not sure what she originally said, but I can already tell based on the fact that somebody critiqued Jay-Z and Roc Nation that she is going to then be like, oh, because y'all know how I feel about Roc Nation, right? Like, you're going to go after any and everybody that has Roc Nation as a manager? Is that what we're going to do now? And so, because he was talking about Jay-Z standing up for him against Jerry Jones, you decide to go against Jay-Z, I guess uplifting the 82-year-old white man, Jerry Jones, in the process, and then shading, and then going to find something problematic, or always knowing that something problematic happened and wasn't saying shit about it until this moment where you could dogpile your issues with Dez Bryant. That's what it seemed like to me. So Dez Bryant, after he tried to keep it cute, said, say, bitch, I didn't go to jail or touch my mama, because that's what she said, right? Where's the original? Okay, yeah, here you go. I'm so happy you brought this up. I'll give you $10 million in cash if you come and fight him, since you beat your own mom. Girl, wait a minute. How did we even get here? Oh, here you go. Somebody said, of course, a barb, Nicki was actually trying to defend your CTE head ass. You should be happy someone is going through a similar situation is defending your ass. So I'm confused at how she was defending him. I guess I need to find where Nicki Minaj said the first thing about about Rock Nation, because it's not in Live Bites. But Dez said she wasn't defending shit. She was inserting herself. She had no reason even mentioning me. Nicki Minaj's husband, and so that's the response. Hold up. I'm so happy you brought this up. I'll give you 10 million in cash if you can come to fight him, since you beat your own mom. He was lied on 31 years ago while both of them were 16, and there's proof. That's why they couldn't get that money they desperately needed and sued for it. That's not why. And see, this is why we could never be on Nicki's side for too long. This is why you can never give this bitch the benefit of the doubt, because I don't believe anybody lied on him. I think he took a plea deal and he went to jail and he was convicted, charged, served the time, got out, and then didn't want to put himself on a sex offenders registry. And so y'all started applying pressure to the victim so that she would change her mind. But he really did that shit, which is why y'all are in court right now, because she sued y'all. She sued you, couldn't really sue you, and then sued him. Because, and then we're still waiting on that, I believe. We're still waiting on the culmination of her suing you. Suing the man, suing Mr. Petty for what happened, and basically harassing her and trying to get her to retract her statement so that y'all won't have to put him on the sex offenders registry, because y'all can't live in the neighborhoods that y'all want to live in. Y'all can't do the shit that y'all want to do with him on that registry. So now you're committed to acting like it was a lie when he was charged, convicted, and went to jail about it. Now, you, on the other hand, was beating your mother as an adult. Bigfoot has a brand new weird case as an adult. Jay-Z dodging a paternity test that could prove he fucked a teen as an adult. Desiree beating her daughter and calling her black son-in-law an N-worder. I don't even want to say it like that, girl. With the hard R as an adult. Falsely had her own daughter institutionalized as an adult, lied and said her child was on drugs as an adult. What is all of this as an adult shit? Why are we focusing on as an adult? This tweet is alleged for entertainment purposes only. No, it's not. No, it's not. As a matter of fact, to me, putting this, like, as much as I'm a content creator, and I do feel like there needs to be, I can say what I think about something. I can say what I believe to be the truth about something in a public forum. I do feel like we should be able to do that. But I feel like when you just straight up lying and trying to draw all of this shit together so that you can make yourself look like a victim, and then you put for entertainment purposes only, it doesn't feel that way. It doesn't feel that way. As a matter of fact, let me go call President Trump and ask for a pardon like Desiree did. It's giving you're spiraling. Because you don't even know where you want to go with this. First, we want to, say, oh, Jay-Z don't care about black people. But you want to call Trump? The same shit that you're wanting us to get upset with Desiree about getting a pardon by Trump. You're going to go and do it too? Or are you just being facetious? Like, you're all over the place. Next, I'll get into the casino stuff. Mom beater. Dez Bryant's booty hole allegedly leaks as an adult. Should I start my story time now? Y'all. The lady is not okay. The lady is not okay. So at this point, Dez says, say, bitch, I didn't go to jail or touch my mama. I was defending myself. I removed her nails from my skin. And y'all know how y'all as black people like to feel like you hit your mama if you don't let her hit you. Bitch, you defended yourself. You stopped. You caught her hands. You removed her nails from your skin. Girl, I can't believe you put your hands on your mama. And that's why I feel the way I feel. I don't give a fuck if you my mama or not. Now, I don't have this issue with my mama. We not getting physical. Like, I'm not getting physical with Tanya. But Tanya also not getting physical with me. But if I had a mom that, wanted to put her nails into my fucking skin, and I take her nails out my skin, and now we gonna act like I beat her up, then bitch, I guess I beat her up then. Oh, well. What you gonna do? The fuck? I'm sorry. Like, that's crazy to me. Folks know I was dealing with some corrupt shit in Dallas. He don't know how to spell corrupt. I don't get how you can even be on the internet with your husband being a sex offender. You said we are speaking facts, weird hoe. So come on. Nicki Minaj's husband, Kenny Petty, sentenced to 1 year house arrest for failing to register as a sex offender. Child. But yeah, she's just sitting up there going back and forth with this man. Never seen a nigga who wants somebody to be his dad. What is this? Oh, are they talking about the Jay-Z shit? Never seen a nigga who wants somebody to be his dad so bad. Daily Mail seeks to shed light on the legal system in America. This is so beyond paternity, but a right to dignity as a man. How is this about dignity as a man? What are y'all talking about? See, that's what the fuck I'm talking about. What do we talk like? What do we y'all keep? Because they keep trying to make this a deeper issue. If we, do you know what the real deeper issue is? Do you know what the real deeper issue is, Ramir? It's not that he don't want to be your daddy. It's that he fucked a teenager and got her pregnant. That's the real issue here, my nigga. That's the thing that we don't want to come out. That's the reason why he don't want to take that paternity test. This is not about, like, I'm trying to understand what they think it's about. Say that again. This is so beyond paternity, but a right to dignity as a man. What type of dignity are you going to get from Jay-Z being forced to possibly to admit that he's possibly your father? It's about money. It's about money. It's about money. The community is not okay. Further evidence, citing sources. The community is not okay. Like, this is just ridiculous. I'm just saying, y'all. Sometimes I think people should back away from things and just let them reveal in what I would like to suggestly call God's time. And the reason why I say that is because sometimes when we try ourselves and extend all of this fucking energy trying to get back at somebody, sometimes we end up hurting ourselves more when we really could have just let their own actions eventually destroy them, especially if it's a situation like with Jay-Z. You don't want to be my daddy? Okay, nigga, we'll wait until you fall and then we'll get it. And we'll see if there's money for me to get from that. But like at this point, it would just be like, use a fatherless child, my nigga. That's okay. It's okay to be a fatherless child. There was a time period in the world where, you know, girl, I think my Alexa was just talking and I don't know why. That was creepy as fuck. Okay, my dog's not barking, so ain't nobody in here. But yeah, y'all, what else did Dez say?
Are you hearing that?
Yeah, man. Yeah, Nicki, we might gotta go step in front of the court of law, man. Yeah, Nicki Minaj, we might have to go. What'd you say?
So he said, I've been lied on my whole career, so I'm not trying to hear all that shit. I thought we were speaking facts. I don't play all of that funny shit. Go get that 10 million in cash. I'll stump that nigga out right in front of you. And it's rock for life, bitch. I'm so happy you brought this up. I'll give you 10 million in cash if you'd come and fight him since you beat your own mom. Child, the way she like, maybe I'm too old. Maybe I have the energy of an old person. Because the way I would never be online offering to pay nobody to fight my fucking husband, like that's insane to me. Like, what are y'all trying to prove? We know that you're with a violent degenerate. He went to jail for manslaughter and rape. We know that he is vicious and ferocious and might unalive somebody, bitch. We're all aware of that. But we're also 40-something-year-old grown-ass people with shit to lose. Some of these mentalities y'all need to age out of, and it seems as if y'all refuse to. Y'all are refusing to age out of some of this shit.
If your mother was already abused, why would you grow up to beat her as a man? Starting to look like some of you men who didn't have a father in the home want other people to not have a father in their home.
Sometimes I think the shit that she says is a projection. So did Kenneth have a father in the home? Did Kenneth have a father in the home? Because I'm not gonna lie. I'm a very 1 + 1 = 2 type bitch. If a nigga is a alleged murderous rapist and comes from the hood and is violent, I assume he's gonna beat a woman he's in a relationship with. I do. I ain't gonna lie, y'all. I'm not gonna hold you. I really do assume that if a man lives a volatile, violent lifestyle, that he is also gonna be that way with the woman that he's in a relationship with.
It's starting to look like some of you men whose daddy and granddaddy is the same man has been projecting his anger.
I feel like you're projecting. Nicki, what about your brother? What about your brother that was assaulting his girlfriend's daughter? Honestly, your relationship with your father and your brother, regardless to how degenerate and harmful they may be, your reaction to still love them and be there for them the way you do is honestly like a reflection of somebody who's been abused by these people and has to love them anyway. Like everything she's saying, I feel like we can ask if this can be applied to her.
In relations to women being abused all over the internet. Because psychologically,
damn, it's just
he's defending his father. If a man can say, after finding out his mama/sister was raped by his daddy/granddad, that he forgives both of them, what do you mean both of them? What did she, if your mother was already do? So is that why you've been beating her? Because you are taking out what he did on your mother, who was a child, you dumb bitch. Just like my husband was a child, you dumb bitch, you cursed bitch.
And I'm going to tell y'all this. I'm sorry, you being a child doesn't mean you didn't know what you were doing when you sexually assaulted someone. You being a child, I'm sorry, y'all. I remember being a child. I do. And I do remember that there were certain things that I couldn't fathom doing to another person. And I think that if you have the internal compass to assault somebody, that does not go away when your brain forms fully. So I don't know what she means he was a child, but killing and raping people is still a adult issue. Like that's not something we're gonna act like, oh, he was just a child, he didn't know any better. No, because then after you were a child, you went to jail for manslaughter. So what are you talking about, Nicki? Your son, like your dad, a child, your son, your dad, your husband, he wasn't just a child. I don't like when y'all make excuses like that for men. Like, oh, because they was young, some brutal shit that they did. That's not, they were just young. They made a mistake. They didn't make no fucking mistake. They didn't make no fucking mistake. They have a fucked up moral compass. They don't care about people. They have no real empathy for other people, which means something is wrong with them, which means when they become an adult, no matter how much they, give y'all a front-facing image y'all might be able to digest, they will still be the person that is okay with being that type of fucked up to somebody.
You not being in the NFL anymore, it's I don't know anything about this. This man was tweeting about me 5 years ago with another woman beater or about another woman beater.
You have a tendency of being with women beaters. Why should we think?
So you see, these men tend to take out the problems on the women. Men like that, whose fathers failed them, they are hurting that they did not have their dad. They have associated do.
I feel like she's also talking to Kenneth. I don't know where Kenneth is in the house when she's on these podcasts talking like this, but it's given. This is why I'm telling your raggedy ass, you need to stay in his house and take care of this son. You need to take care of this child, nigga.
So is that why you've been beating her? because you are taking out what he did on your mother, who was a child, you dumb bitch. Shame to their dads. So when they see a dad that's living in a home married with his wife, I guess, maybe that's a trigger. Shame to their dads.
Girl, you think that you live in a life that somebody is jealous of locked in your house? The fact that she thinks like, because to me, let me tell y'all something, and maybe this is just me, and this is my show, so it's my opinion, so that's, kind of how this goes. I don't need to preface by saying that all the time, but I do. Girl, for me, personally, if I had a lot of money like Nicki Minaj, the way I would be using that money to feed my life, my soul, the way I would be taking trips, the way I would be having new experiences, the way I would be living in one mansion this week and then, being like, you know what, let's move to another one in another month and go out the country and do this. Like the way I would be living my life, much like Tracy Ellis Ross, but with a nigga. Like I would be, child, I don't know how much you can have that these days, but I would assume I could take this nigga with me. Okay. We have good times on trips. So for me, I could not be Nicki Minaj rich in my house on the phone arguing with people like this. And I know that might sound crazy for me to say, but I'm not arguing with y'all like this. I'm not arguing with y'all like this. I hope I don't come off this way when I have to defend myself or go back and forth and keep hitting people in the head with my point. But I hope that it does not come off like this. Cause I don't feel like I don't think I'm in the basement upset like this. First of all, this is the top level of my house and I like this room because it has more sun. I'm literally up here because this is where all of the light comes. So yeah, no, I don't feel like I am in a huge basement in the dark with a few pink lights twirling around, screaming into my phone about who Jay-Z and Desiree. Girl, every time we talk about that Desiree shit, you might want to say all of that badass shit about Desiree, but Desiree was not wrong when she felt like that man was abusing her daughter, because there's literally video of that man hitting that girl and her walking backwards with something in her hand that looked like she was going to use if he tried to hit her. So I do feel like Desiree might have crossed some boundaries, which is why your daughter is now with an abusive man, because you cross boundaries. Now she in a relationship with somebody that's gonna cross boundaries. We you could be right in some of this, bitch, but my God, no. And that's what Nicki just sued their ass up. But that's the thing, Daphne. That's the thing. If she actually had something to sue them about, she would be able to. Because you can sue people for anything in this country. It's really ridiculous. But I just be like, Nicki, the energy of it feels like you're not enjoying how hard you work to get here. Because to me, a good life is actually living a good life. Like, do we really even see Nicki do anything? It does need to be a drinking game for how many times she mentioned Rock Nation in the last month. Like, it's sad. It's sad to me because I feel like she has so much that she could do better with. But I feel like this is because I think a lot of women, specifically women, end up bitter, and they showcase their bitterness by the way they blow up on people. I know people don't like to think this, but to me, the way you blow up and go from 0 to 100 is usually a signifier that you're still immature emotionally in some type of way, right? Especially if it's not about something that's serious. Like people that blow up and lose their shit quickly over very small things, yeah, you're not as mature as you think you are. She's just not showing that she's made good decisions. And I think that a lot of women's bitterness Black women specifically, I think a lot of Black women's bitterness in life comes from not choosing themselves and looking back and feeling like they made choices that they regret, but they have to live with. And I think that makes them angry. And I think Nicki made decisions in her career that made her famous, but it meant being lonely at the top. And it's already lonely at the top. Flash, it's lonely at the top. It's lonely anyway. It's lonely anyway, because the more you rise, the less people are up there. The more you rise mentally, the more emotional maturity you gain, the more intellect, education, the more experience you get in the world. That will then put you in a space where you can't be around certain people, because all of their isms that you can see, it's either you're going to want to try to help them and that's going to aggravate them, or they're going to see you living a certain life and be envious and angry with you, or you're going to find yourself being pushed down, your energy being pushed down, because they're not going to uplift you. You're going to uplift them, try to pull them up to where you are, and they're going to try to pull you down to get where they are. So a lot of the times when you are growing in any way, you're going to have to drop off some people as you rise. And it is very lonely. I think it's very lonely sometimes to be famous or to get to any level, of hierarchy in education, in emotional control, in getting away from male-centeredness. Child, especially for Black women. How as soon as we start recognizing these patterns of centering men, and you cannot be around certain women anymore. You can't be friends with certain people. You can't have certain types of conversations with them anymore, because it's going to be nothing but an energy pool. It's going to be an argument, a fight. You're going to feel drained. They're going to feel shaded or ridiculed. And it's just going to ruin a relationship. So you learn to handle people with a long handle spoon. You learn to, just remove yourself from certain conversations and shit. So to me, I feel like I can understand her being a person that doesn't have a lot of friends at this point. But I think the way she's living her life is an indicator that she's not happy with the choices that she made. Like, I could have less friends and still be happy with the choices I made. I could feel like I still wouldn't want them motherfuckers back in my life, regardless of feeling lonely sometimes, because it's about the value of the experience. And I know that's not going to be a good experience. With Nicki, it's like she's not seeing that. So you think that you're presenting yourself to us as somebody that's still, I'm Nicki Minaj. I'm the greatest. I got all this money. I got all this access. I'm A-list famous. But you're in your house crashing out about conspiracy theories as if you don't have the money to do something about it. And you are in a relationship with a convicted felon that went to jail for rape and manslaughter. A repeat offender, somebody that has repeatedly done things. There is nothing that man has done in his life that is going to put him really on the same level as you, except y'all's mentality. And that's why having money don't matter. That's why having money all of the time does not matter. You can have a lot of money and your mentality can be in hell. You could not have a lot of money and have a peaceful, beautiful, grateful life. It just depends on you and what you care about and what you want for you. And to me, money has not bought this lady any peace. That connection to that man is a telltale sign that she don't love herself. She don't love herself, y'all. She can't possibly. And a lot of people think that, we shouldn't say, she don't. Girl, please give me a fucking break. The way people live their lives is usually an indicator of how they feel about themselves. We're not going to play these games. Like, being with somebody that drags you down is not a sign that you really don't see the value in yourself. And yes, how island people, and I'm saying island people, but I really mean just like older Black people that might have issues, but they never go to the doctor for it. So like watching it as they get older, get more pronounced. I think a lot of Black people grow up with all kinds of issues that should have been diagnosed, but because their parents were, either illiterate, didn't have the money, or had the mentality that ain't nothing wrong with you. You all right. Especially if you can do all of these slave ass tasks, then that means ain't nothing wrong with your mind or your emotions, and how eventually that energy has to go somewhere in your body. Old girl is absolutely given. It's not a good life. It's given. It's not a good life. It's given being in a house with a nigga that hates you. Probably traumatizing that little baby. Yeah, it's girl. It's given. We could see. You ain't got to tell us. It's written all over your face. Yes, people that ignore and just don't want to take their kids to the doctor because they all right. No, baby, you needed to go to the doctor because as they get older, y'all, you can see it more and more and more. I believe she's under the influence of a reality altering substance. That too. That's a possibility too. But it's also, I think it's a compound of things, right? It's never just one thing. We know that. A lifetime of untreated trauma, dealing with fame in the entertainment interest, nose skin, and conspiracy theories is why we have Nicki. Like, yeah, this is sad. It's sad. It's sad because you know that in real life it's not good. It's not nutritious at all. Like, it's not giving nutritious at all. Okay. Thank you for the super chat, Keisha. I would love Now That We're Grown on School Days. One of my faves for the music. My mom used to hate it, but recently said she now sees how everyone has a type. Colorism. Curious on your take. That was one of the ones that I didn't like that movie. I've never liked to see depictions of colorism, but I do feel like now we have to tell y'all what y'all are doing so that y'all can see it. Cause y'all don't be seeing it. But I might add it to the repertoire. Right now, I want to try to get done Acrimony in the Notebook, because child, the problems that lie in that. Okay, so y'all, screenwriter sue Issa Ray for stealing a script. According to court documents, screenwriters Joshua Isaacson, Sean Koo, and Tyrone Perry, are these all men? Acclaimed Ray's production company, Color Creative, TriStar, Sony Pictures, and writer Cyrita Singleton lifted elements from their 2020 script, One of Those Days. They alleged that the released film shares 29 substantial similarities, including plot, character arcs, and tone. In court documents, the trio claims they shared their script for the first time in 2023 with film producer Danny Hamui. Then in April 2024, they submitted the script to producers Roman Arabia and Xavier Charles, who worked on Insecure, for consideration. However, they passed on the project. Ray hasn't responded publicly, but earlier this year, she said the film took 7 years to get greenlit and was born from a lab program at her company. Ray also opened up about how she was inspired to make this film when she realized it had been nearly 3 decades since we've had the last Black female-led buddy comedy. When you see one, you're like, why aren't there more of these? One of Them Days made over $51 million on a $14 million budget, and a sequel is already on the way. Oh, girl. Okay. So I'm gonna just be honest with y'all. This movie was not that good to me. I think Black people are having a problem when it comes to comedy, and I love comedy, y'all. That's why I really can talk about it, because I really do love it, right? And I do have, an appreciation for anything that can make me laugh. But essentially, I feel like y'all are using some of the same tropes from the 90s and the early 2000s that are kind of played and no longer really funny. And it's given y'all are refusing to actually pay attention to the time outside of social media. So the storylines that you're writing are like storylines from the 90s. And it's not being done in a way that's actually really entertaining. More so, again, slapstick, funny moments. Yes. Like Cat Williams at the window. Don't do it. Like it's like the realness of it is funny when we talk about payday loans. But there is also a part of it that feels like, are we still this stupid? I guess we are. But I don't know. I guess I do miss a time where it felt like any work that was being done always had the mindset of, if we're telling a story about something that's trifling, it's because we want y'all to learn from the triflingness. And sometimes I feel like, I don't know if that's always happening in Black art. When we get to a certain point, it's like there's more of the bullshit than any growth that happened. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're not really assessing the time. Like, what are most women actually dealing with right now? Are they really giving up their rent check to some nigga with a dick? I mean, I guess, girl, but that does give early 2000s, late 90s more than now. It gives that we have, we pay our rent online and on our phone. So we would never like give physical cash to a nigga for rent. You know what I'm saying? Like, because I felt the same way about Straw. I didn't even watch that shit, but I could tell from what people were saying in the clips I saw online that there were all of these moments that give, y'all are still back there. And we need y'all to bring some of that with y'all, but come up here. Come to 2025, because Friday was funny when Friday came out, because Friday was a reflection of the time. Now I feel like we're so caught up on trying to reboot old shit because we missed the nostalgia of the time that we're not renewing it in a way for it to have the same impact in this time. You know what I'm saying? Like, I just feel like that it's not as inventive as I would like for some of this new shit to be, considering the fact that Black people's creativity in the 90s and the 2000s was supposed to be reflective of where they were at the time. And I feel like we've grown past some things and the art is not reflecting that. Yes, nostalgia has folks in a chokehold and they do shit that's completely outdated, and then it has less value than the copy that they were trying to make. I mean, than the original. The copy will have less, it'll be less of a cult classic because it's being made, without, it's missing something. It's missing some honesty. It's probably missing a woman writer that's going to be honest about what should actually be happening and niggas that actually listen. That's what's probably missing. Because I feel like with Issa has gotten to a point, and I think a lot of rich people get to this point where they take their hands off the work and they allow the mechanism of their business to take over. And when that happens, shit falls between the cracks. DJ Pooh and Gary, yeah, they did their thing with Friday. They did. It's still one of the favorites. I still will run it back. Like, I am a 80s baby and a 90s kid. I'm there with y'all when it comes to appreciating the nostalgia of old films, old TV shows, looking at them honestly. But in this day and age, I would love for Black art to reflect where Black women in general are, and stop finding these versions of us that I feel like don't really exist in the same way anymore, and making these movies about, being dumb over dick. Like, I think that's not as cute anymore. It's not as cute anymore. It's so cringe. Issa should be putting her energy signature on her work. I don't know what she's doing over there. Yeah, something's happening, y'all. Something's happening with Issa, and something has been happening for a while. I wouldn't say money changes people. I would say that getting married and now being more responsible for more people can add a layer of stress to a person that they didn't have when they were making their art in this very organic way. That's why I love Tracy's travel show. Me too. I really did love it. And I'm kind of mad that it was only 3 episodes. Yes, out of touch. Motherfuckers is so out of touch. I don't know when Black people became the out of touch people, but y'all be out of touch. Y'all be out of touch, girl. I love y'all for real. I want y'all to get there.
Say that you used to be a player. What changed for you? What is it now? Is it age? Is it just experience?
I think it's a little bit of all of that, but definitely fatherhood more than anything. I mean, when you have 5 daughters and you're like, all right, I at least want to be able to be true and honest, but I can't live the same life that I've always been living and, attempt to, right my wrongs in that sense of where hopefully my daughters
learn from my mistakes, and not date people like their dad.
So I do want to ask you a few questions. For example, do you believe in love at first sight, or is this something that you have to get to know the person? Is it love?
Love at first sight, absolutely. It's chemical though. It's a chemical chemistry that when your endorphins and someone else's energy kind of collide, I think you should act on it. I think you should dive deep into it. But where you go from there, that's the. I don't know if love at first sight always equates to longevity, but I do believe in it.
Okay, so I'm gonna stop right there because I want to say something. He's absolutely right about it being chemical, but also I feel like this whole, I hope my daughters don't date men like their dad. I know that unlike a lot of people, Nick Cannon listens. And I think Nick Cannon likes to take stock and change based on what the pulse of the culture is telling him he needs to change. However, I do think there's a part of him, and I wish men were able to heal this because it puts us in danger more than not. I wish men would be able to heal feeling less than or not worthy or undesirable. I wish they would be able to heal that because the way they act when they don't heal that, no matter how much money, no matter how fine they get, no matter how they start dressing, no matter how many women start having sex with them, they are always carrying that anger with them everywhere that they go. They're carrying that feeling of less thanness everywhere that they go. And I think that Nick Cannon grew up feeling like he wasn't desirable. I think fucking with all of these women makes him look desirable to the niggas that he wanted to look desirable to. And I believe that he actually doesn't feel bad about it. I think that it's okay to disappoint your children. It's okay to disappoint the women that you have kids with. It's not okay to disappoint the bullies that bullied you when you were a kid. No, you have got to eventually live your life in a way that gets the bullies from your childhood's respect. Even if you never are directly talking to those people another day in your fucking life. Most of these niggas are walking around like they just want to make sure that the bully from 8th grade sees them shining. And I want y'all to get to a point where y'all are enjoying your experience without even thinking about that. So whenever you feel, oh, bitch, something flew on my face. Whenever you feel insecure, about shit, you start to be like an asshole. You start to be a piece of shit with people because you're always carrying that little boy with you. And I think there are so many like men in entertainment and comedians, back then they didn't want me. Now I'm hot. They all on me. I think a lot of men carry that with them. And I'm about to end the show, so I'll just say this. Y'all don't want to deal with this, but that's the thing that Martin was carrying with him all over the place. That's the thing that Martin Lawrence was carrying with him, and he actually verbalized it on many a occasion. Like, y'all remember the episode when he went back to school so he could get back at, Ricky Fontaine. Pretty Ricky's what they called him. You know what I'm saying? Like, everybody's always carrying that with them. And I just kind of feel like it's cool to be so successful that you make your haters mad. Like, that's cool. All right. We all enjoy that. But there is a level of carrying them people with you that you need to like stop. Stop carrying these fucking people with you. Because you making your experience so less valuable by censoring what they said to you and making it a part of how you feel about yourself to the point that now you're acting and living out a life that is harmful to the people that you're around. Like, I imagine he's not easy to deal with.
Especially since now you're not a player no more. But what is it that catches your attention then if you're looking for something more long-term?
If I'm looking for something more long-term, I mean, that's the thing. I take the advice of like never go looking, because if you go looking, then your view is skewed. The best type of love is when it just naturally and gradually happens. And that usually will have longevity because you didn't rush into anything. As they say, fools rush in.
Yes.
He's not wrong. He's not wrong.
That is some great advice right there.
Like, hopefully.
It's given. I just came from a retreat. I might be on an antidepressant. And now I can say the shit that I know the people want me to say, because I believe that there's this thing where people, you know, we do this thing. We say things that people agree with, and then we say problematic things. And that's how we continue to move throughout this space, because, you know, sometimes you're going to repel some people, but that's going to pull some people in. And then you're going to say something else, and that's going to pull some other people in that, you know, so it's a game that I think a lot of people play when it comes to fame and staying relevant, and how they allow their lives and the stories that they tell to dictate their image and their perception. And so because I understand that this is very clinical, this, you know, I can never really trust Nick, because Nick is so smart that Nick knows that pretending to be dumb is the best thing he can do. I think Nick has mastered the I'ma let y'all think I'm not as smart as I really am shit. That's how he got on, y'all. Everybody thought he was just, you know, a not so funny kid from Nickelodeon that they started putting in movies, and we didn't know how we really felt about him. And then all of a sudden he gets with Mariah Carey, and he's making all of these great business deals and shit, and making all of this money. And now he's not the goofy kid anymore. He's the rich man, and he's with Mariah Carey, and they have kids. And it gave him a level of seriousness about him that now people give a fuck about what he has to say. He was not being taken seriously. Getting with Mariah and building the business is what gave him the serious respect that he was always vying to get. Now, the fact that you worked hard, you got with Mariah Carey. And listen, that's not to say that all of those relationships should always work out, but you know that that was the gift. The gift for all of your hard work was Mariah. And what did you do? You fumbled Mariah, because that didn't make you feel great enough to be the nigga that bags Mariah Carey and had her poster on his wall as a kid. Oh no, that wasn't good enough to be chosen by Mariah. That wasn't good enough. You needed to go be chosen by all of the other light-skinned, racially ambiguous, beautiful, model-less women that you can get your hands on, because then that makes you look even more player to all of these niggas. And all you care about is how player you look to all of these niggas. So yeah, I'm going to end it right there. That's where we at with it. I hope y'all enjoyed the show, bitch. I enjoyed it. Don't forget, our spots are filling up, girl. Reset by Design Wellness is going to Mauritius and Tulum in 2026. So if you want to be down, if you want to come, if you want to experience the extravagant luxury of traveling with Reset by Design Wellness, girl, go to resetbydesignwellness.com and book now. Book now, girl. Do it. All right, y'all. I'll talk to y'all later. Bye. I saw Candy, huh? I saw Candy interviewing Chris Chrisley, huh? Ty Chrisley, whatever his name is, y'all. Yes, Tulum is April 2026 and Mauritius is September 2026. Okay. So I'm talk to y'all later.